son.
What is up, everyone? Thank you for joining us in another Overwatch Odyssey League matchup. Tonight, we have got quite the treat for you. We have got the Respawn Rangers coming up against the Lootboxers. And I got to tell you, I am excited for this matchup, and I'm ready and rearing to get things underway. But I have to say, we have got some special talent here tonight commentating for this match. We have got the debut of the, what I have been told, GOAT of streaming. We've got Crackle on the mic. Crackle, what is happening?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Glad I could make my debut.
Excited to have you here, and I'm excited to hear all these plays that you're going to be calling out and the stuff that we're going to hear from you on the mic. But, of course, we have got the one, the only, Pipes hopping on that co-casting. Pipes, how you doing, brother?
Odyssey, what's going on, everybody? How are we all doing today? Can't wait. I'm very excited for this Respawn Rangers Lootboxers matchup tonight. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be wicked. I think we've been waiting for round 9 for about the tale of tales, as they would say.
Yeah, man, it's here, and this is the final week of the regular season, so every team is going to be giving 110%. But, of course, I can't skip over last but certainly not least, we do have Yvonne hopping on the mic as well for those intermission commentaries. Yvonne, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Zoran, the booth is really packed tonight.
The booth is popping right now, and I am excited for it. But without further ado, we are going to kick things off tonight. We have got a control game mode at Antarctic Peninsula. I'm excited to get things underway. We're hitting that start button. Let's get things going.
All right.
Oh, man. We're going in, Pipes.
We're going right in.
We're going right in.
We're diving.
Excellent,
We
too.
are diving into battle. I hope you have your coat. I know it's a bit chilly. Then again, it's pretty hot out where I'm from, so maybe I'll just down to get frostbite.
Dude, I got a thick sweater on. I'm out here chilling. And maybe we're having a snowball fight later on, but we'll see. This is going to be exciting stuff. I mean, getting the debrief before this and even you hyping this up. I'm excited to see this match, especially the end of the regular season, Pipes. I mean, this is like two titans of teams, too, especially being the only two teams that beat Kaiju Core as well. That's crazy. So a lot of talent here, Pipes, if you care to explain. I mean, especially since I'm the newbie here, I got to learn a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you look at Kaiju Corp, they started off the season absolutely, you know, immaculate, right? And, you know, you have teams like the Midnight Muses that were able to take, you know, first map opportunity from them, and then you look at the two teams that beat them this season, right? And we're sitting here now in round 9 getting to witness this go down. You know, I've pointed out, right, with the new additions on to the Respawn Rangers with Moments here and TVD Man, like, as well as the rebirth of what Jade Dynasty was is now the Lootboxers. So, you know, really is two titans of a team clashing tonight. And you really can't ask for much more. We're going to get nothing but good Overwatch. What I like is what's going on in Season 10. I mean, me personally, I don't like it. But as far as these two teams go, meta-wise, I think we're going to see a very neck-and-neck match.
Ooh, and very neck-and-neck match indeed, as TVD, man, already taking down Osa, a little too much damage. Great double kill right out the gate here, and that's already a crazy fast fight win here for the Respawn Rangers, right as the point comes unlocked here. So really great, and also just to bring up two mountain of a men, too, of the Malgamir out here, Pipes.
The Malgamir, indeed. I mean, I'm more so interested in to see what her has in store for us tonight on this Magoo. You know, we've seen the hero pooling under the places, so can't wait to see how it unfolds, especially against a tank like Oso, a truly dominant tank all season. Definitely gets the rise and the grind into the players here, and has been a true dominant force.
Yeah, showing the true dominant force, charging up onto the high ground as well, using cardiac overdrive as Squid Storm takes down Mayday, also taking down Moments as well. So this is really gonna swing the fight into the Lootboxers' favor, but TVD, man, just wants to say never say die here as they take down Ocelot. So maybe it could be the Reaper versus the World. No backline available, and a very inspirational Death Blossom coming in from TVD, man, and it's gonna stop the point cap at 44% with Respawn Rangers getting the cap.
I like that approach from TVD, man, on the point, hitting the die. I mean, minus the fact that Fender over here completely went into Fade, I really do feel that TVD, man, had a good purpose going into taking that kill feed right there to hold that point.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought that fight was really turnable here, but now going in with the Indomitable Charge, trading charges and cardiac overdrives, the Mountain Men on top, and with the cage fight, taking down Moments and Prestam here. Now it's going to be the Reaper on Respawn Rangers, on Lootboxers, filling up the kill feed with a triple kill of their own here. Dama Fender just going crazy in that fight.
Crazy indeed. I mean, Oso right now, in my opinion, is really popping off, you know, as far as the Lootboxers direction goes. You know, being able to maintain a player like Moments as well as TVD, man, on this high ground, you know, and introducing, I mean, we're in round 9, folks. Venture's new.
Yeah, Venture is new, but the Death Blossom isn't here. There's the beat. There's also going to be the Coalescence with the key trade of their own. Deep in the backline, Tectonic Shock with the die. So everything but the kitchen sink was thrown out here from the Respawn Rangers, but at least the fight was won here, stopping the point cap at 64%.
Absolutely. I mean, and I feel like just like kind of gloating over the Venture pick here tonight. Like, Venture's finally in. You know, we waited. I think we got Venture towards the end of round 7, and then round 8, no Venture, and now round 9, Venture's playable. So we're gonna see a lot of different compositions tonight. And what I like is how the Respawn Rangers are really like coming at it right out the gate here. You know, inbred on this Venture.
Ooh, a cardiac overdrive already, once again, trying to get as much pressure from either side. Moments boop down off of the high ground, Oso taking too much damage from the Venture as well. So great high ground pressure coming in from the Lootboxers, but still the pressure from the point, 79% and climbing here, as you see at least the Respawn Rangers posturing up behind them and underneath here.
If I may interject.
Yeah, what's up?
So, Pipes, you know this well. Oso loves playing Auger, right?
Yeah.
I am actually rather blown away by how the Respawn Rangers are countering Oso at his own game. Just, I've loved it's pure.
Slam onto the low ground as well, but Moments may be a little too in there here, so now the pick's going the way of the Lootboxers with the cage fight just to get the Moira pick off here. And yeah, I mean, Oso being that dominant force on the mountain, man, as we've all been hearing here, Moments doing a great job being able to go toe-to-toe here, getting these picks. So 99% for the Respawn Rangers, but with the fight one here and 2 ults in the back pocket, it's going to be the Lootboxers taking the point fight.
It is, but you know, back to what Yvonne was saying, like this is where we're gonna see the Respawn Rangers shine, right? This is how they are combating the Oso gameplay, and we just saw the Oso gameplay as the Lootboxers take back the point. So, you know, this is now Respawn Rangers time to combat this Magoo and take it out of the play here. Here comes that die.
Overclock and Death Blossom used, both DPS ultimates used from the side of the Lootboxers, but still the picks from TBD, man, are just huge with no tank, no DPS as well, as Dom goes down here. Tectonic Shock just to seal the deal with the last pick onto Ocelot. There's the point cap stopping at 99, and the overtime ticking down with Respawn Rangers taking round 1.
Oh, Oso almost touched too, like right at the end. I don't know if you saw him like hop over the fence there. No, but I mean, listen, honestly, Yvonne, come back here real quick. Like, you weren't wrong on that. Like, that was really impressive from the Respawn Rangers, how they combated against the Oso gameplay, right? All season, Oso has been the Magoo player, right? So, being that the Lootboxers have been a dominant team since week 1 on the Magoo, like this is their game. So Respawn Rangers having a new tank player like Moments who does play this Magoo just as well as Oso does, you know, this is where the Respawn Rangers really, you know, ignite and come into the fight here to like, hey, we could do what you could do. It's just now who's going to do it better?
Yeah, now no swaps too coming in from the Respawn Rangers with slight, just at least a DPS change here from Dom, so now making their way to the Soldiers. Squidstorm's going to be picking up the Reaper this time around for just that extra burst damage, and already taking so much damage as Moments are able to still go forward with their Cardiac. Also getting aggressive, booped off the high ground. TBD man left alone with Prestam on the low ground here, and now we're looking at a very split fight here, and both tanks going down on either side. It's the Reapers picking up the first kills of this round here. Squidstorm picking up the kill onto TBD man once more, and just being able to get the point presence. Here comes the Lootboxers taking the map control and the first point capture of round 2.
You know what I like about this? I honestly, both tanks going down right off the rip, and the fact that neither one of them made a swap, like, you know, it's kind of interesting. Like, we have 2 batteries being used right now from both sides of the field with these Reaper picks on TVD and Squidstorm, right? So having this Magoo presence on both teams, I am surprised that there wasn't a swap made, but I also want to see how the rest of this round plays out now that we have the matching Reaper.
Just sustaining through the die. Moments getting the opening pick here, and it's going to actually even things up here. Dom being able to get Moments is huge, coming in here with Oso off of the charge, forcing back the Moira to Wraith, and Ocelot's just free with the Coalescence onto Mayday here. No Wraith available for TBD, man, but just hopes and dreams as they fall into the loving hands of Dom Offender here. Oso now pressing forward with the Lootboxers at 44%.
Dude, I'm telling you, Oso right now is putting his name to the statement of, oh, so you thought you were going to take this point from me. You know, he is just the guy right now. He's even rocking the Jade double Gatling gun. Honestly, I'm shocked that in the statistics on the leaderboard that he's in the position he's in, you know, for the player that he played, like the what's the word that I want to use here? Like the level he plays at. You know what I'm saying?
The caliber that he's at.
The caliber. Yes, that's exactly.
Look at him go in there, getting aggressive. You have the cage fight, which they opt to block
move right there,
and it actually is able to block off the beat from Mayday too. So not really able to get too much here as Oso is going down along with the Tectonic Shock. Here you go. Inbred gets shut down by Squidstorm. Huge pickoff, and still pretty even in this fight, especially with both Reapers just going either way here. Arrow also getting their name thrown into the ring as Prestam goes down with 36 onto their Coalescence here. Squidstorm getting greedy with the Death Blossom, killing both Magoo and TBD, man. Really getting the point cap for Respawn Rangers, stopping it at 37.
I want to point out, Inbred, shout out to Inbred. That is the first Venture ult kill this season. Shout out to Inbred. Picking that up, okay? I'm putting that in the history books, yo. This is round 9. We finally get in Venture. That was the first Venture ult used with a pick tonight.
We saw a couple round 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first. I'm seeing the little icon at the kill feed.
Oh, we saw a couple of first round here, and speaking of a couple as well, both Magoos going in. There's the cage fight, splitting the point, cutting off the healing from Oso just a little bit as well. Getting boot, made a great boot just to get in the cage fight, but still too much damage for Magoo to live through here. TVD man's able to burst Squid Storm as well as arrow booping Inbred into oblivion. Great skill orb landing onto TVD man, and that's going to be a double skill kill with Asla, and looking like Lootboxers taking round number 2.
Absolutely. And now we're going to get the best of the best here for Antarctica Peninsula Part 3. You know, we look at this, Respawn Rangers taking point 1, right? And then point number 2 going in favor of the Lootboxers. This is going to now come down to who wants to make those swaps, who wants to get those picks, right? We look at the left, we look at the right. We do have, actually, Crackle, look at this. We do have some changes. Ooh, we're having some intricate changes to the composition, good sir. Ooh, buddy. Oh, man, chat, I don't know what we can see, but it does look like the Respawn Rangers are now going for a different approach, which is something that most teams at this stage point in time in the map would never really do. You normally stick to the stuff get ready to go. But right here, this could be the counter pick needed to getting the edge over a team like the Lootboxers, and what a better map than Antarctica Peninsula to put this to the test on.
I really like it too, because if the Respawn Rangers play their cards right, they can take so many angles from this, especially with Oso getting aggressive.
There it is!
There's just so much damage. The Rail, the Reaper.
Is so massive.
You can just control all of these angles here and the points, so really great swaps, like you were saying, coming into this map here. I mean, Oso can't eat everything here, and trying to focus fire one thing's gonna be really tough with the composition for the Lootboxers. So really good swaps here coming on for the Respawn Rangers.
Absolutely. I mean, Hurge is doing a great job. I brought this up last week. When they picked the Sigma to combat against their last opponent.
Mayday and Inbred getting these opening picks. Inbred just nailing this rails. Magoo is such a big target to charge off of as well, so it's just so easy to just build and rail this Magoo.
And look at the dent that it's put into this match. We're talking 32% right now to 0, and this is just off of a sig pick. The depth and how deep they're going into the back line and being able to finish these picks.
Seriously, I mean, the biggest thing here too, they're swapping off for the Reaper, so wanting to go a little bit more playing around the teleporter. The Lootboxers have a great idea here, especially with those Coalescence going in deep. But is it enough versus the Kitsune and Flux here? The Flux goes wide, but at least the Rush, you're able to at least get a little bit of damage done. Barrel stuffing them into this corner as TVD man makes their way back. Still 2 in the back pocket for the Rangers. While this is going to be a very dry fight, but it doesn't matter. Squid Storm showing why they won round 7 MVP, as well as Dom Defender, their prowess onto the soldiers, just devastating, stopping at 69% for the Rangers. Nice.
Dude, absolutely. I mean, I feel you brought up the TP perspective here from the Lootboxers, and I feel like the sim came into play here to force that Sigma back onto this Magoo here. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Going into map 3, right? Moments going on to the Sigma mainly came out of the fact that both teams were still running that Reaper, and then an absolute turnaround forced them to go the one character, to keep their composition kind of similar, but almost take away the shield tank. So now we're going to see what really happens here.
As the Respawn Rangers go back into comp 1. Yeah, just going right back at least to the Magoo here, but you invest a lot in this fight. It's actually going to be Oso getting at least the opening pick. TVD man getting the next 2 though, and the DPS coming alive here for the Respawn Rangers. There's the death loss in the back line. TVD opening the fight with 3 picks here, and that's going to be the point cap, stopping at 51% for the Lootboxers.
You know what's crazy? So I just said yes, exuberantly, and what's funny is I was about to be and yes, and just continue with what you were going, but I stopped myself, and then all of a sudden TVD man just went into this onslaught with the double kill as well as Inbred. Oh man, dude,
Rotation.
honestly, Respawn Rangers playing really good composition here on this final point.
They really are. Overclock and Kitsune Rush being used in this fight. There's this Saseway Giki as well, but also gets shut down during it with a great rail landing onto Squid Storm. So no Reaper, no Mountain Man in the backline as the soldier heads to the grave. It's looking like the overtime wick goes down, and that's going to be map 1 going to Respawn Rangers.
Fantastic first round, in my opinion, right there. That went back and forth, totally tooth and nail, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was really close. Sorry, Yvonne.
No, you're good.
Look at this. They're so catchy. Oso's rocking the loot, and then you have Squid Storm on the boxer. Like, look at their icons. They are the Lootboxers. That's great. That's so catchy. Word. So, I mean, first round, not bad at all. I mean, Antarctic Peninsula was definitely a good map to play on here with these two teams. Lootboxers giving it their all. Honestly, they didn't look weak from any point in time in that match, in my opinion, at all. So this is still anyone's game, right? Map 1, first to 2, I should say. Respawn Rangers taking it. It's 1-0 Respawn Rangers versus the Lootboxers here. We are going to be going into map 2 quite shortly, which I believe, if I'm correct, because you know me, I'm forgetful, guys. Chat knows I be forgetting. Yes, we go into our like favorite map of the night. Actually, it's Yvonne's favorite map of the night. Not only is it Yvonne's favorite map, but it's also Yvonne's favorite game mode.
Oh yes, we're going to Flashpoint, ladies and gents. This is gonna be great.
City, and New Junk City has been a very popular map here in Odyssey Overwatch throughout these rounds. You know, same with Antarctic Peninsula as well. So, seeing these maps, having these two teams facing off on these maps all season, pretty much, you know, they know what they're going into. Now, as far as team compositions go, you know, I feel the Respawn Rangers are more so ready to kind of take on the Lootboxers, where the Lootboxers still adjusting to the fact that Moments and TVD Man, you know, they just got here, right? You know, they haven't had their full 9 weeks in the league. So the Lootboxers are doing what they're doing best, and I really like what they're doing. I could just imagine what's going to happen here. I feel like we're about to get an extension of our Control series. You know, we went from Antarctic Peninsula, now we're going to New Junk City, so it's like add on the overtime rounds of Control. Like, let's see who really takes it. You know what I mean? Yvonne, Crackle, anyone?
Well, no. So what I'm thinking for Lootboxers versus this Respawn Rangers matchup, and I'm gonna bring him up again. Oso loves MAGA. And I want to see, now that we're in Flashpoint, what the strat is. Because, Pipes, you and I have seen it time and time again. Oso's gonna make you play his game sooner or later. And I want to see what he and the rest of the team are gonna start cooking up. To see what they can do to get MAGA.
I mean, I feel like the dice were rolling in the last map. I mean, like
That's
I
what
said,
I'm getting
you
at.
had Oso
It's
on the
way.
Magoo, and
It's
they had
either
the
way.
Reaper swap to Sim to force off the Sig. Like, do you want the enemy to play a tank that you play better against, or do you want the enemy to have a mirror tank against you? You know what I'm saying? Because that's where, like, it really comes down to. Like, as a tank player, when I play Orisa, my goal on Orisa is not to really make you swap. But I mean, what I hate about anybody who plays against me, they automatically would swap to Zarya, and that just hurts my feelings because it's like, all right, time to play Winston. But at the end of the day, what I really like is combating against the tank and trying to swap in favor. And I'll normally make a swap with them. Like, that's my goal. Like, if I could play a character to get you off of a character to then play another character that I'm equally good at here, you know, that's my mindset. And I kind of agree with how Oso plays, but Oso sticks to that true structure of the Magoo. You know, you don't see Oso rare. It's rare. We have seen it, but it's rare that Oso gets off the Magoo and swaps to a different tank to combat against another. So being that, again, we're here in Season 10, we do have this new patch. The relevance is Hog and Magoo are back in action. So Oso right now, low-key, he's got like that +1 Magoo advantage. And I feel that. And I like how the Respawn Rangers have been playing against it tonight. And I can't wait to see what we got here in our New Junk City battle.
New Junk City. As I slide right back in here as we head our way into the map. Hello. Oh, hello, I'm back here.
Hi.
So,
Welcome
I think
back.
one thing, I'm going to kind of counter your little point here, you know, is like you see someone pick Czar and then you immediately swap to Winston. I don't know if that's really a great, like, counter or anything. You know, if you're going to, I feel like if you have to make those swaps, you kind of lost that battle here. And I think what Osos is kind of doing, he doesn't swap because he just understands his matchups. You know, he knows, like, they know they can just pummel down whoever, target whoever, and just get away with it. Since they're just kind of that, at least coming into here, from my knowledge, they're a Hog and a Malga kind of two-trick here. So they're really going to understand this matchups. I think the Sig comp definitely could have worked last round that we had. Honestly, it was such a cleaner comp than what Lootboxers were coming out on, but they just didn't have that map control. Malga just goes right in there, and then everything, all hell breaks loose, and immediately splits up the Sig comp, which, I mean, then forces that Malga mirror here. But, I mean, with the picks coming out from TBD, man, and Inbred, as long as they keep coming, I feel like Oso is just going to have a little bit of a rough time here, because there's a lot of pressure coming onto Oso and that backline, since they're forced to just feed all of their healing into Oso here.
Most likely, but again, we're now getting a Reaper and a Sim presence from the side of the Lootboxers as well. So I don't know, maybe Inbred on the May, you know, this is a different chain of direction.
Yeah, it's definitely just a little bit more brawl. I mean, more true brawl, since you especially have TBD and Inbred immediately coming in here. Yeah, the wall is really just what you play for here. I think with that advantage, yes, you can go fast and teleport around, which actually we're not going to be seeing the teleporter anymore. We're going to be seeing the Cassidy come out here, who's honestly been a favorite here and like a sleeper pick coming up, especially through the season. Since Season 9, you know, the break points for Cassidy here, you're just able to hit a lot more consistently, which a lot more people are coming into this, picking up Cassidy here. Ooh, a little bit of a weird wall here, especially coming into this fight. And now there's going to be the Magnate as we head into this next fight here. Dom going in aggressive with the cardiac overdrive and using that charge just to get back. Great headshot pick onto Oso, but Squidstorm return fire onto TVD. Dom getting a great pick onto the Mason. No DPS for the Rangers, especially with moments going down. That's looking like just a fight win here for the Lootboxers.
Big fight win for the Lootboxers, 67, 68, 69, and a turnover here now. Lootboxers taking this point here on New Junk City, and this is only point number 1, folks. So big turnaround here for the Lootboxers to try and get this one up on the Respawn Rangers.
Yeah, also stopping at, again, 69%. Nice, nice. Looking at ults, you got 2 in the back pocket for Lootboxers, DB, and you have the Coalescence, which is going to be used from Ocelot, but it's not in time to stop DVD, man, to get a Death Blossom, matching Death Blossoms, and both Reapers going in big. Cage fight used onto Moments, with Dom being the bigger Reaper here in this, until Pressed Ham gets her name thrown into the ring. The Kitsune Rush leads the Kiriko to get 3 picks in that fight, which is huge here, stopping it at 58%.
That was a massive turnover, and it was so sporadic. Like, it just happened in the moment. That was a beautiful take if you're the Respawn Rangers. Honestly, way to get at it. Way to smell blood in the water.
Oh yeah, and now with how fast the point is going to get captured, does Arrow get a touch here? It doesn't look... Actually, yeah, overtime's ticking down with the Blizzard being used here, so just Blizz being used is huge. And now getting the point maybe flipped. Ocelot fades out, but Oso doesn't have enough sustain here. And with the trickle, it's going to be the first point captured for Respawn Rangers.
So I do feel... I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I would consider Inbred's ult to be a toss right there in that situation. I mean, I'm more so impressed with the commitment here of the Lootboxers. But they do have a lot of ultimates ready to go for this next fight. So if they don't take this point, at least they have something to go into this team fight with.
Oh yeah, I mean, you could definitely even force position. Never mind, I was gonna say you could force positioning with a high noon, but Inbred really opening things up on a pick with Squid Storm going down. No Suzu. Here's a cage fight from Oso with the Death Blossom shut down from Dom. Great wall to try and negate as much pressure as possible, and still it's looking like the Rangers are living through this. Almost an Ajax onto Arrow, but landing the beat to keep the team up is huge here for the side of the Lootboxers. And now you have a very split point fight with both Lucios fighting on the point. Now Squid Storm Dom Offender getting in there, and now it's just going to be a slow fight. Yep, Mayday going down here, so the Lootboxers get the point capture.
Not bad indeed. Good team fight. Honestly, I really liked that the cage fight that started this entire thing off. I feel like it was the domino effect almost. You know, you kind of you draw in the Respawn Rangers. They do get massive picks too. Honestly, the Respawn Rangers created value in that last team fight, but it just went in favor of the Respawn Rangers. I mean,
here he goes. Kitsune rush engage, and there's going to be the Deadeye to try and stop all that pressure. But with that rush isn't enough here. Dom Offender says otherwise as TBD Man goes down in this fight. Moments getting extremely low, stopping them 9% away from that cage fight. And this is looking like another clean fight win for the Lootboxers, showing really why they just took that first spot.
Indeed, honestly, defense wins championships, and that right there, that was like true suffocation to an offense. You know, you closed off the angles, they came at you from all sides, and you completely warped it around and whipped that in to get that win here. And this could be Lootboxers cap here?
Maybe 5%, 6, 3, 2, 1. Ah, there was a nade. The nade stopped the teleport, and that's going to be 1-1 now with Lootboxers taking point number 2. Maybe a little bit faster and could have had a touch there, but unfortunate Magnade, honestly.
It really was, but I'm more so impressed with the no ults being used on their last team fight to kind of hold that point out. You know, we're going to head over to the Ducks now. So you have TVD Man coming up on an ult as well as a cage fight, which is being used right now.
Yeah, really interesting spot here too, but it's huge with Oso going down. That means there's no frontline presence, and now you can just kind of win and play however you want with your food here. Ocelot Squid Storm following suit, and that's going to be just an immediate fight win in the Ducks for Respawn Rangers.
What a good pick, honestly. You know, what I've seen from this the cage fight use on a map like this is kind of to group everyone together and then utilize the Reaper ult, you know. So I'm kind of impressed with how they utilize that ult right there in that team fight to kind of lessen the
Man, these fights going one after another. Blizzard just used to get one pick here, which is honestly huge for how fast the point just captures, forcing Arrow to go and taxi here. So still having 2 in the back pocket, but still on the flip side, you're going to have almost 5 ultimates for the Lootboxers. I wonder if this is going to be another dry fight, or we're going to see a huge DB. Only time will tell, Pipes.
Only time will tell, indeed. I mean, we have 5 ultimates coming online here from the Lootboxers, so the fact that Respawn Rangers have to drop down into this, right, or they contest from outside of this, either way, the Lootboxers can get the picks here.
Yeah, the picks really going the way of the Lootboxers, having High Noon and Oso's cage fight to really open things up. Oso getting 3 picks in that fight here is crazy. Having the beat forced out for Mayday is also wild as well and huge for the Lootboxers.
That was a really good take if you're the Lootboxers. You know, you came in, you popped your ult on bottom, right? Now, I don't know if anyone else saw it, but the way that that cage fight came out, you know, you would only be exposed to contest that point from the corners. So, you know, it forced Mayday into the cage fight, as well as no matter what, you can't shoot into that shield. So it really put the Respawn Rangers in a tough position there to even kind of defend this point. But now getting back into this next team fight, because this is what we're expecting here. Inbreak that pick on the Squid Storm.
Really opening pick onto Squid Storm. There's the beat now for the rest of the squad. Kitsune Rush being forced out from Prestham. And there's the Death Blossom released from Dom Offender, but Inbred stopping that, not before the trade though. So another quick fight win here, throwing out everything, but you still have the Death Blossom if you are the Rangers. So you just let this point go and GG go next.
I really do feel like that Kitsune Rush was supposed to go in with TVD Man's Blossom, but I feel like TVD Man went down before the Blossom was even able to be popped.
It's like the new Beyblade. You remember Beyblade meta? You just nano, Death Blossom, amp speed. You know, that's the new Beyblade. You just go in with Kitsune Rush, Death Blossom, but yeah, huge pick onto TVD Man, honestly. Still have it though, you know, still have it here.
Yeah, which, I mean, this isn't bad.
Is that what it's called, the Beyblade strat?
Beyblade, yeah, dude, that's what I used to run in my teams and stuff. Hey, it's Beyblade, and just get nano go in here with amp speed. But yeah, great opening pick. Speaking of going in here, Inbred really opening things up, 10% to that overclock, and now also kind of push into a little bit of a corner without their cardiac overdrive. Great boop, but also getting close to that cage fight of their own. There's the Ocelot Coalescence, and TVD gets shut down once again during the Death Blossom. Also uses the cage fight of their own as Moments goes down here with their cage fight, but still living through it. It's actually Oso coming out as the underdog in that fight with Mayday with a great pick. No Mountain Men from either side, as it's going to be a messy 4v4 in the situation, but Dom really showing their Reaper skills right now, and a great skill over from Prestham to kind of slow some of the progress here. The point is captured, but it's looking super winnable for the Respawn Rangers here. So still, it's anyone's game here, Pipes.
It really is. I mean, this just goes back to what I was saying going into this match. Like, we are going to see the long haul of what Antarctica was supposed to be, right? Flashpoint is the zero intermission. Like, you're playing the long haul of a control map. And, you know, being that Antarctic Peninsula ended 2-1, we're back here now in a 2-1 situation in favor of the Lootboxers. Respawn Rangers do take this point over and the lead. So, very intense match. I mean, the Respawn Rangers got to let it all out on the line here to win this one.
It's a dead-eye landing onto Mayday, and the coalesces from Prestham as well. TVD Man finally getting a pick after a while, so both Lucios are down here. Big pick from Air, you know, 10% from that, but TVD getting 3 picks here before going down. The damage is already done as Oso has to leave here. So, oh man, Arrow going down before getting that beat is crazy there.
And we do see Squid Storm making the swap now over to the Sombra.
Ooh.
I wonder if
Okay.
Oso's going to swap. I mean, I feel like Oso's not going to swap, but, you know, you never know.
I don't think
You
so.
have that Sigma presence as well, so this is huge for Respawn Rangers taking this point here going into map 3.
Yeah, map control. That's just the name of the game here. Map control, and just bursting down Oso most likely here. So it is going to be an interesting pickup for Squid Storm onto the Sombra. Would love to see how that transpires throughout the map. But Moments right now almost getting caught out, forced out their hands here. And now it's going to be another really interesting fight with Ocelot going down with Coalescence, Squid and Dom going down once more. And now it's just going to be the Rangers pressing forward towards Junkyard.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I'm
Sorry,
kind
go
of just
ahead.
like, yeah, go on, Yvonne.
I was just gonna make the joke saying I just kind of wish I could hit tab and like just pull up the kill death feed, because it must be so crazy right now. Like
Oh, yeah.
I'm spectating, so I just can't see it, but I'm just holy smoke.
I know who
has
can
been
see it.
crazy.
I know, we both know who can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. And Moments going up. Great beat to try and negate as much damage as possible from the Flux, who captured 4 here. But TVD is also going down here. There's the OC, who will like get though. And it's actually seeming like Oso's going to be going for the pick. Mayday almost getting Ajax, but lands the beat here to sustain through the fight. The point is stopped at 36%. There's the Death Blossom. Great boop as well, but the damage once again is done. But it's the Lootboxers on top this time. Fade is forced out. Wraith just having to run for the hills, but Prestham goes down during the reset, and great point cap here for the Lootboxers.
Absolutely. I really like Oso's approach to it. He came rushing across, breaching the shield of Moments, getting the 5-man, whatever you want to call his run, his unstoppable stomp, right? He gets that hit, and honestly, it really turned the tide.
Ooh, huge EMP as that's 4 players hacked. Moments going down, unable to bring their hands up, and it's looking like a back cap right now from TVD. Death Blossom on point to get Ocelot Arrow and Squid Storm. Huge turnover here caused by TVD now, getting the point cap at 45% and climbing Oso now on the back foot. TVD, again, damage done here, but still Dom getting the pick either way. Inbred finishing up that fight. That was huge. That was crazy.
That was massive. My jaw was kind of dropped.
It was a good point for us. It was a really good play here from TVD.
Absolutely. Hey, Yuvon, you saw that, right?
Oh yeah. I love the back cap.
Seriously, it was one of those things. I saw TVD off in the left. I'm like, I wonder what's gonna happen here. But yeah, now it's gonna force Lootboxers kind of in a sticky situation, feeling like they have to panic now. Also getting rocked 99% with overtime now propped here. Down 2 folks, Mountain Man and the Somber going down with Dom getting a nice pick onto TVD. Maybe it'll even things up, but no, the rail is better here. Arrow does get a cheeky pick onto the Moira here, but it's not enough here as rescue. Yep, as the Rangers get Junk City.
Slow clap ensues.
Hey, let's go.
That was a huge fight. So, Yvonne, did that really, like, was that the Junk City you're looking for here?
That is the Junk City I'm looking forward. I'm always looking forward to Junk City, but that was the sugar on the cream right there. That's what that was. That was the cherry on top.
There's just so many hype plays. This is just really cool to see from both of these teams here. Respawn Rangers and Lootboxers. It's going back and forth here. I mean, with going along the Boxers' namesake, really just throwing punches and haymakers from both sides. It's really seeing, and I can only time will tell to see when the knockout will come in here, Pipes. Ooh, going to Hollywood as well here for the next map in the series. I just kind of expect the Magoo from Oso here still. They've been controlling angles and just applying so much pressure here. I know Sig is decent on this map too, but I think it's just going to be the Magoo mirror all the way through here.
Yeah, this is the like the Oso paradox that happens. Oso will not really, unless he really has to, he doesn't really swap off of Maga, and to be honest, I can't compete with that level of confidence because I love the way Oso does that. He's always like, "No, I'm gonna do this, and you can either play my game, or you're gonna have a really rough time." And the rest of the team always plays around that Maga, and I just think that the coordination that's probably going on in that chat, whatever they're using in-game chat or Discord or whatever they're using, must be so incredible right now. Like, the communication all night from both teams just must be impeccable all night.
Yeah, seriously, the coordination it takes to just kind of call these fast rotations, because I mean, literally every other fight here, there was just a fight. I mean, like a very fast reset and then a fight win, and then the other team kind of has a reset and then a fight win here. Like, Pipes is talking here, and another fight's already taken place.
This is true.
Like, it's so fast coming in between, and that they just want to play fast. Like, you know, I feel like if Moments does go to that Sigma, it's not really that fast. Sigma kind of wants to just kind of pause and sit around the corner and spam, you know, until someone dies. But that's not the Malga, you know, way of playing, really. Oso just wants to take names and take lives here, and that's exactly what they're doing. Dom as well. I really need to bring up Dom in this too, because there are so many times that TVD got shut down in this. During Blossoms, before Blossoms, either Oso or Dom just coming in here, shutting down TVD. Those are huge picks, but even then, on the flip side here, TVD forcing point, getting these cheeky flanks often. There's just so many players here that we can go on about during this game already. And it's only been 2 maps.
Going on what you said about how fast the fights ensue, I just wanted to bring point. We've seen 2 maps. The sheer, like, I don't even know how to say it. How fast the teams even just initially get on the point. So we've seen control maps and we've seen flashpoint. From going out, like, the starting gate when the map starts to the first initial, like, conflict, the first, like, enemy teams make contact, it is within seconds. Like, everyone is so out the gate full throttle all night. And the energy consists for the entire map. There's never been a break yet.
Seriously, I mean, and just kind of getting chat to, and it's just Squid screaming, you know, I can believe it.
Yes.
You know, having your IGL just screaming. It's like, okay, TB, speed, and then your, like, first fight, that first clash in meetup, May, they messed up, oh, May, you know, dude, I believe it. So, comms can go crazy in this, and it really is showing just at least how tight-knit, I mean, both sides are, honestly, because a lot of these rotations from both sides are just so fast, and just being able to meet anywhere. Oh man, it's really fun to see here. Coming to Hollywood, it's going to be even crazier here to see the map control from both sides. That's what I'm excited about. Ooh, and hello, Arrow here. We're gonna have a nice little interview. Arrow from the Lootboxers. How you doing, bud?
Hi, I'm doing fine. We're getting torn out out there, but we're gonna change some things up.
Change some things up, and just I don't want to dig too deep here, but anything in particular that's kind of glaring, or is it all just little minor things that you're gonna change here?
Just a little few small things, primarily comms, but
And speaking
it'll
of
be a completely
comms,
different game.
yeah, I'm excited to see on Hollywood. Speaking of comms too, is it true? Is it just Squid screaming?
It is a lot of that, but there's a bit of flooding comms from our tank, a bit yelling all around.
Bit of yelling. I mean, I guess, you know, the mountain man kind of gets to you sometimes. You're just gonna yell it out and bellow. But
Yeah.
I mean, so far, really close series either way. So I'd be coming into this. How are you feeling? How is the team feeling?
We're a bit down, but that's not going to stay. We're going to get our get back right now, and they aren't going to be ready.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to start just slowly climbing. I mean, it's 1-1 right now. Again, really close here.
I got
So,
a
I
question.
mean, yeah, Pipes.
Arrow.
Yeah.
I need to know. Are you a brother? Ozzy?
I am not.
Oh damn! All right.
Unfortunately.
I was hoping for an oi reaction, and you know, right there, that just sealed the deal.
I'm sorry, Pipes. We're locked in. I mean, it's
We're
sounding
locked
like
in.
you and your
We're
team are
locked
locked in so far, though. I mean, just again having these minor changes, because it's literally fights, like minor, like 1 or 2 fights. That's the difference maker here. I guess a little bit more insight here too. I mean, the back cap from TVD, man. I mean, just the thoughts through there, the comms in there. How was that? I mean, just realizing,
Okay,
there's a Reaper behind.
No, we recognized that at the start, but we calmed to kill the Sigma and then turn. But we didn't turn fast enough and not together. So we got a little split on our comms. Not everyone listened, and that's what tore us apart there.
I see. Well, I'm so excited, and before we get before we let go or anything, any final thoughts or shout-outs here, Arrow, you'd like to give?
Well, Oso keeps us hype. That's the best any tank can do. I want to make sure that's known.
Oh, 100%. Well, thank you, Arrow, for this interview, and good luck to the rest of you and the Lootboxers.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You as well.
Bye, Arrow.
Well, that was arrow from the Lootboxers here. So, a little down, they said. So that's really interesting coming through here. And muddy comms. I mean, I guess you can say, you can kind of see a little bit up there of the miscommunications and stuff. But if it's literally 1 to 2 fights, I think someone brought it up in chat, 1 to 2 fight differences here. So I'm really excited to see how these changes come in. And if Oso can really bring back that morale for Lootboxers.
I do feel that Oso is a really good tank for this type of matchup here, especially on a map like Hollywood. This is a map that you could turn your series around on, hands down. You know, you've seen the choke on this Crackle more times than I, if anything. Like, Hollywood that first point is where the toughness lies, you know, especially for the defense. It's tough for a defense to hold that point, but at the same time, if you have a good hold, it's very tough for the offense to get that point. So it's pivotal. It's pivotal, you know? And I do think Oso's got he's got the game sense intact, the strength indeed, and the hype. He is the energy man. He is a full-blown Energizer Bunny. You know, Oso can come out of this gate firing in support for the team, but, you know, that comp factor is a good factor to bring out. Like you said, the chat was pointing out that 1 to 2 fight difference. Like, a map like Hollywood could take that difference and turn it into something else.
Yeah, overtime rounds are really crazy. And going to Yuvon, I know we're curious on stats, you know, saying, oh, we're curious here. I'm going to quickly, as we're setting up and everything, we do have a little bit of insight from the first couple maps here. I mean, anything from these screenshots, Yuvon, that kind of sparks your interest or piques your interest?
It's not that it piques my interest, it's just, I just... Holy cow. The amount of everything. You know, well, here's the thing.
Pretty neck and neck.
This is one of those, like, it's like the cream of the crop moments where we're just like, because we're in endgame. We're in week 9. We're in the endgame. Like, this is like the best of what we're gonna be getting. And I'm so torn. Like, I'm so happy that I get to commentate, but I also want to be, like, down on the front lines with everybody and just play, and I'm just so hype, and I don't know what to do with myself right now.
I mean, the hype is for a good reason, too. You know, both sides over 13, no less than 12,000 damage for the DPS and tank on both sides here. I mean, which is all you could really ask for as well. I mean, same thing, nothing less than 10k for the supports here. There's so much mitigation. There's so much damage and damage taken and dealt and everything and stats. But man, at the end of the day, the storylines here between both teams. Oh man, I'm so excited to see what fixes come in for the Lootboxers and how the Rangers adapt. I think this is going to be really the tail of the tape here, guys.
That rock almost hit Squidstorm, right? Yo, you saw that? That was crazy.
It's like a meteor.
Dude, I'm really liking the pick on the Echo too. I was just thinking about it, going up against an Ashe and a Soj. Honestly, listen, you can get the one, but both with the Echo presence, it's going to be kind of tough to do. Then
it is going to be
this right off the bat, though, in there. Come on. Look at them go. The Lootboxers are just showing up to show out right now. They do their Echo player, but they are getting on this point. And that right there is that slight change that they were talking. Oh no, why, Squid?
It's fine. No, I understand it. TVD and Inbred. No, I understand it. You have 3 heroes that can pressure out that Echo. You have Ana, Sojourn, and Ashe. It's like you said, you can deal with one, but can you deal with all 3 as that Echo playing perfect cover the entire time? Answer's kind of iffy. You know, you can kind of get away with it, but the Genji pick, as long as you have that deflick, Squidstorm going up here, eating the rock too, so that's already big, but as long as Genji has that deflect, they can kind of do whatever, prowl around the top and just be a nuisance here.
They really can. I mean, right now, Lootboxers making good, steady progression here. 5:16 left on the Klizzak, and all it really is her and Preston out here on this so far for the defense.
Yeah, so now Oso is being able to just kind of take this high ground for free a little bit. Yeah, it's looking like Squidstorm wants to attack this too, but TVD with all of the neutral fights and standing still, Arrow goes down here, unfortunately. Squidstorm deep in the backline, forces the nade out from Prest though, which is huge. And now leading to this fight once more, it's Dom now taking down TVD, man. And the Coalescence able to keep everyone up, especially with the cardiac overdrive. It's just so much sustain here, but the nade able to stop Oso in their tracks, but it doesn't stop Squidstorm from taking out Inbred, and as well as Moments going down. So even though you had the high ground pressure, you still have a free push if you're the Lootboxers.
Indeed. I mean, Lootboxers making great time here. 4:20 on the clock. Hashtag blaze it. Getting ready to hit this ching ching right here. Boom and bling bling. Massive time. 5:40 on the Quizzock. Indeed. And Squidstorm is just utilizing that deflect. So able to get that pick on TVD early as soon as this thing opens up here. And let me tell you something. The Lootboxers they're doing the time orderly fashion.
Dude, look
They
at
have
all the ultimates
5
too.
minutes. With it, like literally 5 minutes in the part C of the map. Like, this is great time to play with, especially with this this corner.
No,
2, the spawn advantage.
I was staring at Arrow right now that whole time, like, you got this, you got it, and the TVD gets the 1 here, but it's a trade in the end, though. Here's the Nano onto the Magoo, so Moments going in deep with the Overclock, landing onto Squidstorm, getting 2, Inbred stopping the momentum here from the Lootboxers, but Pipes, is it enough? He used 2 ultimates here.
I don't know.
For 4 now, so let's see how
This
they
is what I
handle this.
talk about when I talk about the time consumption, right? They got this in here at 5:40, right? So now this corner is the toughest corner. So honestly, if you're going to get that one good team fight and get that one win, especially with the Respawn Rangers having the spawn advantage, this is the time now. And look at the depth that they're creating right here. Massive gap difference here, and with space created, in my opinion, and I don't mean gap in stats, I mean gap in distance at this point, just traveled from corner to segment. Just beautiful movement from the Lootboxers.
It was a beautiful fight here too. The cage fight that really opened things up, and from the heavens, Arrow landing the beat. Like, the cart push is insane. Look how much space. You use Kitsune Rush? Okay, we back out. You already done their damage. You got the cart in a perfect position for you. 4 minutes remaining,
They
Pipes.
only have one ult coming online here. Respawn Rangers are going to have to use this cage fight to their advantage, or at least try and stall this point till TVD man or Inbred gets something, maybe, or maybe getting the pressed hams steroid pill of a lifetime.
Arrow. Dude, Arrow taking down TVD. Here's huge. Ash getting caught out a lot of these moments, but right now it's Moments catching 4 right now with the cage fight. Huge nade, but it's actually Moments dying in this situation. Also able to just be able to keep everyone up with that Coalescence. Somber coming out for TVD, trying to be a little bit more of a nuisance. Rail available, but who's touching? 1 meter remaining here, Pipes, as it's just the supports. No Suzu, no nade, and only hopes and dreams here, and Grit. Inbred, no DPS no DPS here for the Respawn Rangers, and still Oso pressing forward, not able to touch. It's gonna be 3 minutes with the full cap for Lootboxers.
Honestly, the Lootboxers did what they had to do right there with 3 minutes on the clock.
I think we see those changes. I think we can see these changes here.
Well, now we're gonna get an offense, right? So the defense of Lootboxers, I feel like the defense is mainly gonna go what they feel confident in the most. Like, in my opinion, they kind of just rolled through that. Like, I'm not saying in terms of rolling that's a roll. No, like they kept it above 5 minutes, and where the toughest fight on this map lies, they kept it above 3 minutes in time left. So they have plenty of OT time. So going into this defensive hold, you want to stall as much as you can. A team like the Respawn Rangers, they could definitely put out. But what are they going to produce here on this offense? This could be a full hold for the Lootboxers for all we know. We don't know what's going to come into this.
I can really see the full hold here too. I mean, similar kind of like what with like the Ash pressure and stuff like that. Squidstorm is on this Widowmaker, and though it's kind of limited sightlines, it's pretty much only one sightline here unless you get dove. But also TVD man wanting to take this Widow duel too, so just wanting to get these kills, because honestly, it's seeming like this is kind of what's missing a little bit. They're like, hey, TVD is a menace, right? They won a national title and everything, so we gotta take down TVD. and then everyone else. So that's at least just kind of what it's seeming like right now. Opening shots from TVD, going wide just a little bit, but forcing the enemy behind this corner here. Ooh, and a little insider information, Squid and TVD in the Widow 1v1 event here, but right now we won't see that as we see a Venture right back onto the field, so excited to see how this is played out, Pipes.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited how this is played out too. I mean, we have 3:25 on the clock with points coming down to it. We do get that one swap from that Widow onto the Venture. So honestly, any man's game right now, and it's looking like Respawn Rangers are getting on this point.
Yeah, they are getting on fast. Brinbred onto the Reaper now, taking down Osla as well as Dom now. So looking like this style, this composition is really what they're going to be wanting here, because it's a lot of damage, honestly. Venture losing to that duel.
Massive, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. I think just having that ult battery that is Oso for the Reaper is really key here. I think that's why we haven't really been seeing the Reaper swap off of loot boxes and stuff. But you know, we're seeing right now some Echo. So no more Widow, seeing some Echo since it's pretty much free. There's not really anybody that can poke out this Echo right now. Ooh, TVD getting stuck, using the drill dasher, trying to get aggressive here. That's the only downside of Venture. Long dig animation, and you're kind of stuck without your cooldowns here like anyone. So, wanting to get a little bit more poke. This is the defense that we were wondering about from loot boxes as well. As the cart's just slowly pushing forward, it's really seeming the Boxers are having the control here. Dom on the front line, eating too much damage by Inbred. So not able to get the death blossom here in time, but still also pressing forward, marching on with the cardiac overdrive, and Inbred looking like they want to get aggressive, but it's now going to be TVD, man, pushing back the enemy team with their tectonic shock, drill dashing up to see and scout where the enemy's going, but really great space given up by the loot boxers here, Pipes.
Not honestly, loot boxes right now are taking a dent in their defense, but at the same time, they're doing what they do best. Like, I think this Echo pick is definitely needed, because look at this, right here, right into the cage fight.
Dude, cage fight, the death blossom, there's the dupe, so Squid is gonna be having a cage fight of their own soon. You know what was insane about this? Unless it runs out, but honestly, the double cardiac overdrive. You also pops theirs, you dupe, and then Squid Storm pops their overdrive, so you have so much sustain in that cage fight.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it was a great move. This is what I love about having an Echo presence. Honestly, you could flip that fight, bringing in the two tank like you feel whatever. Like, imagine you go down in a fight, that ult can still get popped in a lost fight to compensate for what you lost. So there, honestly, I think advantage goes to loot boxes as far as like the team composition here, picking that Echo.
I mean, right now, it just kind of seems like TBD is stuck in a hard place right now with these swaps. I mean, now going to the hit scan here, so this could be quite effective towards Squid Storm, just at least poking them out, you know? So once again, it gets in a rush from the backline, putting on the pressure now. It is going to be the Rangers just barrel stuffing loot boxers in this corner, but really, TBD getting a little too aggressive here against the Echo. And now it's Mayday killing Arrow, and there
Look at this collapse! Look at this collapse! No! Oh! Oh no, they got
during that entire fight, it was just rolling fights.
I thought the loot boxers were just about to like regroup, and like you had Arrow coming around from the left side, you had Oso attacking the center, and you had Squid from above. I thought they were all about to collapse on this point and completely take over with Ocelot's coalescence, and that is not what happened. But I was living a dream just now. It's beautiful to see that opportunity there for a team like the loot boxers to even like attempt that. That was fantastic in my opinion.
Yeah, it really was. Again, the push and pull that we're seeing from both of these teams is just so effective. And now you see the cart pushing up to the last choke. I mean, you might be wondering, well, why just let it free push? Well, this is a really great choke as we see now another dupe coming in from Squid Storm onto the Magoo here. So trying to build up the cage fight. You can see it already pop here. Will they use it?
Two Magoos.
Yeah, it really is. Just pressing forward. Again, double cardiac, double cage fight, but Oh man,
And
the
actually,
dude does a job.
what I like though about the dupe too is, save Oso's cage fight. Don't use, if anything, use the Echo cage fight. Like in the last fight, we only had the one cage fight from Oso. We didn't have Squid. Squid never even got to use the Echo cage fight. So being Squid in that one, we do have another cage fight going into this next fight, and all really Respawn Rangers have here is
There's a cage fight now coming in from Oso. TVD, man, getting the pig here, and there's the die from Dom trying to kill up Moments. The cage fight used at the end just to secure the kill here, but will also protect us a little bit as we make our cart push here. Will it be the last touch? Nope, no touches at 2 minutes remaining now with the full cap. Yeah, again, at least the other dupe from Squidstorm, the first Magoo dupe, I really feel like it was just for the cardiac. Like, just for that overdrive, not necessarily for the double cage fight, because that's also just as scary.
Even if they got the double cage fight, it wouldn't have been useful since there was only, like, one person to cage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you had both popped already.
It would be overkill. Like, you can't save the ult, so no matter what, you have to pop it. Like, no matter what, the perk of utilizing Echo's ult in the first fight was already used. You got the resources of Magoo that were already blown by Oso, so you already won. But having that ult though on standby, it's like in the second fight, Squidstorm's ult came in to save Oso from using an ult, and Oso having that fight for the team fight, allowing that stall, but it just wasn't enough, So Respawn Rangers with 2 minutes, Oso and company for the Lootboxers with 2:26 on the clock here as we go into OT. And honestly, in my opinion, Crackle, I don't know how you feel about this, but I think that's a lot of time for both teams. Like, we may see... Does this game draw in custom games? Does it draw or does it keep going?
You can draw. Yeah, you can technically draw and stuff. Yeah, as long as they don't...
I feel like this could keep going, honestly. That's why I'm asking if the draw...
I think if Rangers don't cap, and then there's a full hold from Rangers, then you can go into a draw at 3-3.
Copy that.
So, yep. So it's definitely drawable, but I don't really see that going, honestly. I really feel like there's gonna go. It's the 1 to 2 fights, like there's gonna be one fight here for one of these teams that's just gonna sway it. Like already Susie's popped here, Moments already had to dash back, and a lot of resources are already being used to pump everything into Moments right now, as Moments eating too much damage, but TVD being able to take down arrows, huge now. Inbred getting aggressive, Moments also getting aggressive here, taking down Dom, no DPS for the Lootboxers, it's just Oso and Ocelot, but here is the opening picks here, and the point, most likely the point cap, because, I mean, I feel like you just set up for streets unless they're really feeling themselves here. No. There's the reset.
Go, Respawn Rangers.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Pipes. I was about to make that joke.
Dude, oh my god, you weren't here the other day. You were not here when I was casting with Jackie. I was saying I'm gonna come up with a catchy Respawn Rangers theme song. Like, I feel like the Power Rangers theme song compliments them, so I should do a rendition. And now you're here witnessing the genius of Yipes.
Respawn Rangers fight forever. Anyway, speaking of forever, DVD man hitting the high noon, booped off the high ground arrow. Amazing boop off here now. 33 seconds remaining, but the control, at least from the map, seems to be in favor of loot boxes. There's going to be a duplicate from Squidstorm getting aggressive. Both Malgas jump off, but Android taking down the dupe is huge. Kitsune rush not being popped with Oso going in deep. Here's the cage fight right in the back line, stopping all of the sustain here. Squidstorm getting 2, so no DPS, but Moments gets the tank duel at least. Still in favor here for the loot boxers, unless Arrows goes down. Now evening things up, it's Ocelot getting the pig onto Mayday with Moments and press them on an island here, but Inbred to make it back, but you hear a die behind you. Cage fight when the final Hammonds here. TVD last final breath, but explodes. Holdable.
I didn't think it was gonna end like that, in my opinion. Like this for this round at least. I thought that this was actually gonna go the 6 for 6.
It's tough. I mean, it's doable, but
these are two great teams. Like, I'm not gonna sell them short, but I feel like the offensive prowess of both teams could like really get this point going into like a full 100%. 6.
I think I at least
especially with the time that was on that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Yeah. That's why I was asking if the draw, like, does this match continue if they both hit, like, I should have probably said if they both hit 6. I wasn't looking for a 3-3 finish. I was thinking, like, 6, if they both hit 6-6, does it
you get, like, a minute left on the time bank if you're in overtime, and then you can go back, but, yeah, now at this point, I at least kind of predicted the 5, but here 4, I mean, this is putting yourself in a good spot if the loot boxes. If you are on the Rescue Rangers, again, still a really good spot because now you can't draw. You either just have a great defense or you lose. If you're the Rangers case here, and seeing how at least stout or some of their defenses here, or at least can be, I can really see that being possible.
This is the perk of that 307. You know, you want to maximize your time. I mean, I really do not like what Overwatch did by taking away and kind of like adding and subtracting, you know, finding the median of your time bank. Like, if I earned 5 minutes in overtime, I deserve my 5 minutes. You know,
226.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand you. 226 is still nice. Yeah, especially with how fast that you've been playing this whole game. It's
but
just
226 compared to 307. That's clearly a time bank cap.
Just take the roll out behind. Oso just circling around, and Dom going down. Inbred getting 2 right at the opening fight here. That's 3 from the Reaper here of the Rangers. Go, Respawn Rangers. Sorry.
Their loot boxes are at 2 minutes, right? I just want to point out that they capped with 307. So shout out to Blizzard. Pointing that out.
Shouts to them. Shouts to them.
Okay,
They're
it's not our fault. It's theirs.
All right.
Putting our disclaimers out now so Zoran doesn't hear it later.
Yeah, we meticulously change all the time.
Zoran.
135 remaining though for the loot boxes, as once again Arrow missing the rollout this time, so unable to get behind them, but still able to cause a little bit of pressure. Also pressure as well, having to hide behind the corner with no overdrive, and this is the defense here that's really difficult to break on this map.
I think I see the strat that the loot boxes are going for. They're trying to dwindle this health gain down, but I think that
it's a battle of attrition.
Like Respawn Rangers are doing a great job.
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
that out.
Moments, pressed ham. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's the entirety of this game. It's a battle of attrition. What resources get used first? What can you force out of your opponent here? And right now, I keep wanting to say Rescue Rangers, the Respawn Rangers.
Counter ults right now, like this is crazy. And then we're tied. We're tied for Death Blossoms. Like these Beyblades are gonna rip.
Item used from TBD, man, putting on the pressure. It's Squidstorm opening things up with a railgun pick onto Moments here, but still the counter pick onto Dom. Only evening things up. The Coalescence is huge with a bigger Death Blossom onto Squidstorm, but now with empty pockets and 22 seconds. What do you do here? You're the loot boxes.
Be filled for the loot boxes. You know, they could go into the... Dude, that switch might be detrimental. Oh wait, no, it's not. It is not, because it's the sword swap. Oh my god, I thought a full ult was about to be sacked right here in this final 6 seconds. Is anyone gonna be able to touch the point though? Can we get the Sombra?
The Sombra's gonna get the touch. Arrow's coming in second. There's the overtime proc. You have the Death Blossom now, which is popped here. If you're Moments, you pop that cage fight all day, every day. Now Arrow though taking down Moments, so no Mountain Men here for either side. Squidstorm taking down Inbred. Dom goes down, which is unfortunate. Great beat here coming out from Arrow, and there's the draw from TBD, but still an even fight. The pressure is on the point. It's still the supports versus a cast though. Will there be any picks? Oso making their way back with a cage fight. Great finisher as Oso barely able to make it back. There's the fade from Prest, but it's not enough. Will there be a trickle? No. They opt for the setup on Streets here.
That was a beautiful time move. I'm sorry. Like, with 15 seconds left on the clock, being able to get that Sombra in position, that's impressive. Like, I mean, you guys, both you and Yuvon were saying the Sombra's there. Like, they were there. Like, there was 15 seconds left, and they were ready to go. That's awesome.
They booked it straight behind. You're like, oh, I don't know if there's such. I already saw the Sombra way back, man.
Close enough.
They do. They had a plan, dude, going into this. And speaking of the plan, there's Ocelot coming in with the Coalescence of their own, trying to cause a lot of pressure. Also going deep with the cage fight. But Pressed Ham keeping everyone up with the Coalescence. Is it enough for Moments? There goes the cage fight from Oso, as well as the life of Oso. That's a huge pick in overtime. And the picks are rolling for the Respawn Rangers. Huge EMP. That's a 5-man EMP. It's just not enough. Will there be a Death Blossom? Yes, a double. And Respawn Rangers get map 3.
No. Pipes, I wasn't quite expecting that. I'm not gonna lie to you, Pipes. I thought we were gonna go 2-2, and then it was gonna be map 5 that decided everything. So, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't expecting this quite yet.
No, honestly, I mean, Lootboxers still played a great map. I mean, I feel like I'm reliving my Saturday night experience where, you know, it just comes down to the final team fights. And in this situation, the Lootboxers baited and then utilized in the moment what to do. But the Respawn Rangers really just kind of overall took over that final team fight. You know, like they ended up building the resources, like the ultimates, I should say, not the resources, the ultimates fast enough to combat against the you can't get off point offense of Lootboxers.
I really think that last fight came down, Oso going down first, that was huge. I know you want to get that cage fight off, but in overtime, with how close that box was, I think playing a little safe might have been the call here, but I don't think Oso is known to really play safe. They just want to go in, guns blazing here with the Magoo here, but it's just fair. Very fair. Yeah. But at the cost of right there. Ooh. But great match either way. That was a tough Hollywood map. And this whole series either way is just tough here for both sides.
Going back to what you were saying, Crackle, yeah, Oso is known for bold plays. And, you know, I can't say almost all the time, because tonight, I mean, Respawn Rangers have been pulling up an amazing defense to it. But a lot of the times, those bold plays really do help the Lootboxers in so many different ways. Like, it does often go Oso's ways. That being said, we're going on map 4. Forgot that for a second. I forgot what number we were at. We're going on map 4, which is going to be Welch Point, Gibraltar. Yeah, I pronounced it right tonight. Alright, Pipes. This is a map you and I always talk about. Crackle, I want to know your opinions on how you feel about Gibraltar.
I always seem to come to this as a hot take, apparently, but I'm not a fan of Gibraltar.
Okay.
Really. I'm not too, like... at least just from Overwatch 1, I guess it just might have just been bad experiences, honestly. It's like, now that I mean, like, I understand it, I know how to play it at this point, but I don't know, it's just still not one of my favorites. I don't know what in particular really it is. I just kind of see Gibraltar, I'm like, oh. But I don't know if you have that with certain maps, too. Like, I know for a while, Push was kind of like that. It's like, oh, I got this, but... you know, I'm warming up still, even though it's been taking 6 years.
So, unfortunately, as chat probably knows this by this point, I never got the opportunity to play Overwatch 1, which I kind of still low-key wish there was a... I never got to play... We've talked about this. We've talked about...
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
Whoa.
We've talked about this multiple times.
We've never talked about this. I wouldn't bug out like this if we talked about... Yuvon, first off, when I started... Timeout. I'm gonna DOS myself here, okay? Not dox. DOS, okay? Straight up. Yo, when I started in Odyssey, I stopped drinking, okay, so I could remember more. I'm telling you right now, we've never had that conversation, and I am struck by lightning here.
Well, how do you like Gibraltar for never playing 1, at least? To keep it going.
In a way, Crackle, I'm with you. This map can be a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Gibraltar is one of those maps. It's the same thing that I say with Flashpoint. It's the same thing I will sometimes say with Push. Gibraltar is, you will decide how much you love Gibraltar in about 15 seconds of being on this map. You are either going to love your time on this map, or you're going to hate it. Yes, you can apply that to literally every map ever, but there's a few maps where that is just so relevant.
It's just like the play where like your mistakes just get amplified or accentuated a little more. Like, if you're just not having fun on Gibraltar, it's just amped. Like, okay, Kings, you can kind of get away with it. Who doesn't love Kings, or who isn't iffy with Kings at the very least? You know, Scrims Row, it's named Scrims Row for a reason. Even if you're doing the worst, you can at least still find fun. Gibraltar, if you're doing bad, there's no fun involved whatsoever. Like, it really is just one of those maps.
Now...
Now? The voices, they're speaking, they're saying that Moments had to leave after that match here, so there's gonna be some roster swaps coming up from the Rangers here. So with that, I mean, I guess to kind of move the conversation here, Yvonne, how you feeling with Moments now stepping away here?
Oh, my mic stopped working for a second. There's gonna be a momentum switch. There's gonna be a playstyle switch, which is a give me. Obviously, that player left, so obviously there's going to be a style swap. That being said, I mean, there's two ways to look at this. One way is Respawn Rangers have won the series for the evening, so it's not the worst thing in the world if they lose the other two games. We do play the last two games for I almost said accusation. Point accumulation. Accusation, yes. I almost
Accusing you of points.
Is it obvious I didn't drink any caffeine today? But you know, I don't think I've seen Moments personally playing Rangers. I don't know if they've joined because I was away for the last couple games or anything like that. I haven't seen. I was very impressed with the playing tonight from someone I didn't particularly recognize.
Yeah, I mean, Moments is a really versatile tank. I think I can speak just a little bit. I mean, I've only seen a season, but Pipes, if you want to add any, at least just for Moments and stuff, since they did kind of step away, because we saw a little bit of that versatility, the adaptability, playing around Oso, and just kind of what they're doing here this series.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. You have seen Moments in action. You have seen P-Bop's her.
Mhm.
You know the hero pool. You've seen the Junker Queen. You've seen the Reinhardt. But like, it just goes to show you. Like, yeah, honestly, wait. It goes to show you. You said it straight up. The adaptability. The adaptability. Her on P-Bop was the rush comp tank. Right, like they could rush with a Rhine or they could rush with a Junker Queen, and it worked. What we're seeing against Oso is the version of her that is, you know, running the Magoo, running the Sigma, you know, playing the composition that plays against it, you know, and that's that adaptivity that we apply to this situation here. So, you know, going into map number 4 here, it does look like the Respawn Rangers are going to be making a tank swap from my perspective. But, you know, what's going to happen on Gibraltar, you know, the world may never know. Like,
I mean, just kind of looking at least a little bit, because it's seeming like Inbred is going to be stepping up to the plate here. So we have TVD, Prestham on the DPS, Mayday Yoshi backline here for the side of the Rangers. So Inbred stepping in is kind of peering in. It's looking like maybe some Sigma. So we might be seeing a little bit more of that, but again, only speculation as the newbie here. So correct me if I'm wrong with this, but if I see some Sigma, I think that's pretty decent here. Might have some verticality issues since it is a little bit more of a vertical map, but if Oso's running the Magoo still, you can kind of get away with it. But I'm just kind of interested to see. Oh, there it is. Oh. There's the fist. I saw that second. I was kind of questioning. I'm excited. I always love seeing Doomfist.
Doomfist is low-key my favorite character right now because I feel like in Overwatch I'm on my villain arc. Like,
Doomfist is so fun.
As an Orisa player, I mean, I know she got nerfed for Season 10, but in general, like, just playing her from Season 1 going forward, I feel like it's boring when I play her in maps. Like, you know, it's like, oh, I have to play her, and then I just, like, start playing, and I start turning the match over, and it's like, okay, this is boring, like... I started playing Doomfist, and I'm like, yeah, I'm on my villain arc for Overwatch now. Doomfist is becoming playable. He's starting to become more fun to see. And, like, we're about to see what the Respawn Rangers' very own Inbred here does here.
This is really interesting, too, because look at the Mercy Weaver backline. Okay, so you send TP out. You send TP out.
Just map here.
Yeah, you sim TP out just to get the team across, negating poke and stuff, not using cooldowns, and there's the slam cycle trying from Inbred here, but pocket echo with the Mercy, you can pull and the Doomfist in case, and the Stomper just does whatever. Like, this is a really intricate composition coming out here. There's the hack already landed onto Dom out of all of the players here, and the cart's now pushing underneath the car wash, so they're already kind of showing at least a little bit of the pressure, but more than anything, it's going to be a poke game. You know, it's that battle of attrition we saw last map.
This is true, but you also got to look into this. Squid Storm is on the Baptiste, and Oslet is onto the Soldier. So we do have a support for DPS swap wise, and I really do think that that's also going to bring a little bit of an advantage here to the Lootboxers on Gibraltar here, even though Oso does get hacked here from the side of TVD, man.
So this is already showing the weakness a little bit of that composition you had. Yeah, I think the map control-wise, I feel like the Rangers definitely could have had a little bit more control, but when it's that front-on battle, definitely the loot boxes show just how strong it is. And now you can see Inbred going towards the Magoo. They had their fun. They can't do the Doomfist here.
I feel like they could have made it work.
Oh, 100% they could have. I just think they got caught out on the front line trying to eat a little bit too much damage, but now kind of forced into the swap, it seems like. But yeah, I really feel like the Doomfist definitely could have worked here, especially with how split Squid is. Squid Storm showing... Sorry?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Did you make that joke on purpose?
What joke?
The Doomfist joke, was that supposed to be like an unintentional Mountain Dew joke the whole time?
What?
Oh my god, no way, wait, what? Wait, time out. We're not gonna talk. Second, hold on. There was a Mountain Dew joke? There was a Mountain Dew joke?
Yes, there was a Mountain Dew. I thought you said you were making a Mountain Doomfist joke, and I was like, there's no way he just did that and not realize he did that.
Dude,
I thought that was so intentional.
Dude, he was just doing the thing. I was not meaning
That's great.
That was a Mountain
Can we record that? Swag, go find that and clip it.
to me. Anyway, look what's happening here as we're making Mountain Dew jokes. Visor, Valk, Death Blossom all popped here, and this is really showing just the defensive prowess of this composition too with the Magoo. But now I just want Mountain Dew. Look what you've done, you.
Look what you've done.
Dude, I'm telling you, I feel like if Swag's out there with us right now in the crowd, he definitely caught the clip of that. I gotta hear the Do the Doom joke. That's great. It was so unintentional. I definitely didn't even hear it in the moment as Crackle said that. That's great.
Yeah, I don't even hear some of the things half the time because my headphones really. But anyway, we're coming out here, both tank, or at least, sorry, Inbred having the cage fight here, coming up against the Amplification Matrix, but opting to go in with the tempo beat, just going straight in here. TVD getting Ocelot here, and there's just to say with Geki, but not enough here. So Amplification Matrix now used. Yoshi getting to pick onto Dom, though. So still up in this fight, it's the Rangers coming out on top, though, especially with Squid going down. This is looking like the linchpin that Rangers were looking for here, especially now it's just going to be the Mountain Man. They can't do the do this time here, so Special Agent Oso going right back to the command center.
Yeah, I mean, Special Agent Oso going, right? That's great. Respawn Rangers getting this point here.
Now I'm paying attention here.
Man, oh man. Feeling it now, brother. That's crazy. Oh, bro. Woo. Got me going.
Oh, okay. We got the pipe switch up here now, but hey,
You
why
caught me
not?
off guard. I felt like
I got caught off guard here.
right,
Did
you
you mean
know?
to do that, Crackle? What?
that was nuts, man.
Yeah. So now
I feel like that kid from The Incredibles. Like that was totally wicked. Should I just start making pigeon goos?
So 152 left on the clock. 4 ultimates for the side of the Rangers, with 2 ultimates in the back pocket of the loot boxes here, though. This is looking pretty strong coming in for the Rangers, especially with the time bank. But once again, favorable positions here for the loot boxers, Pipes.
honestly, really favorable positions. Look at this ult economy right now. I mean, if we're just waiting for, oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong side.
DB,
I forgot.
DB in here.
Oh man,
that's a huge DB actually onto Squid Storm, but now TBD dying as well, so he's gonna be the Death Blossom of their own, forcing out the Suzu, but no picks coming out, just damage done, which is huge here for the side of the Rangers. Pressed Ham showing the Reaper prowess here, as just Reaper go burr, really. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's what's just kind of showing this whole series. Reaper goes burr.
Reaper does go Burr. Like when you're given the option of playing the battery, like you gotta go Reaper. You know, in this situation, I was just about to talk about the ult economy of the Respawn Rangers, which by the way are on the right, folks. I don't know if we mentioned that. They're on the right because I totally lost track and was about to call them the Lootboxers, and they're on the right, and the Lootboxers are on the left here. And
Aggressive window. Ooh, aggressive window with Oso going in here, being able to keep up in this fight. You have cage fight, so I guess you have that in your back pocket here. You do pull off your RR slot, so no damage done here. So Inbred is going down here, so using the cage fight shield just to stay up here. That's really smart, honestly, from Inbred, especially with how fast you're building up these cage fights.
really is. I mean, it's almost as smart as the time.
Sorry?
I was about to say, it's almost as smart as the time that I bought 2 pairs of cleats for my softball league. God forbid, you know, one day it's raining, one day it's not. But softball is an Overwatch, so, you know, let's keep this stuff to you know?
Softball's not Overwatch indeed here, and the Mountain Man himself going down here, so again, the momentum, the small momentum that the Rangers had is quickly stopped by Ocelot and Squid Storm. Oh man, I almost said Shadow Storm for some reason. I'm like squish squid.
It's because we've seen a player named Shadow Storm way too many times.
Oh man. So, right? Similar situation though. You have Kitsune Rush if you're the Rangers. So I'm wondering if we're just gonna see yet another just, alright, let's go with Rush right now.
No, if you're the loop. Oh wait, you are the Rangers. Oh man.
There you are. There it is. Death Blossom in the back line since you're forced back with the Rush anyway, which
Death
also got
Blossom, in my
stopped
opinion.
by the payload, mind you. Oso getting the pick onto Pressed Ham. Dom also going down, followed by Oso. So once again, here's that momentum shift here in favor of the Rangers. Yeah, really good, really smart. I mean, rush. Every single time so far we've been seeing these rushes. Just really good engagements. Oh, okay, speaking of the engagement, last stand here for the Lootboxers. Squid Storm getting aggressive with the Amplification Matrix. Here's the high noon from the low ground. Suzu popped. Will it get anyone? Damage is just done to the Lootboxers. So Inbred and Pressed Ham are able to get picks here too for Inbred as you squish arrow. And that's 24 seconds with a full cap for the Rangers.
Dude, honestly, Respawn Rangers showing up to show out against the #1 seed in the division here tonight. You know what's so funny? I'm positive that no one could actually hear you say that. So like you literally saying that made me almost just choke and gag on my drink. I got so caught off guard. Chat, listen, I'm not going to speak of what happened, okay? I don't need 2.50 on my strike list, but I will tell you right now, what I just heard from behind the scenes made to a spit take that would have ruined my $500 setup in front of me.
The voices are getting funny.
I'm starting, this match is getting so intense that I am starting to hear voices in my head. They talk to me, they come to me, and they understand, okay? They talk to me.
Funny, man.
That was a Randy Orton song lyric,
man.
by the way.
But now, Inbred going for the Sigma. That's kind of what I thought I was going to see at the beginning was the Sigma, but it's just the Goo show. Oh, I do too. I really like the Sig picks here. But
I like Sigma. Like, I hated Sigma in Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2. Sigma's like stand out. He totally did.
Okay.
Nothing changed. He hasn't changed.
Dude, the small nerfs. You have to look at the small nerfs.
No. I'm talking about his entire kit.
Oh,
Dude, there are characters that fully changed. Going into Sigma stayed the same. It's like him, Ash, the characters added in Overwatch ready for this game.
Dude, Sig is Sig. He's just a turret. Like, unless you dislodge him.
Effing tank.
Yeah, like, the biggest thing why the Sigma wasn't working. The Sigma wasn't working before.
I was about to say, was that a 2.75 right there?
That was like an like Efi from like, you know, Reese's Creator, you know, with an N at the end. YOLO. I feel like in the playoffs, the slate comes clean, Yvonne, but like only Zoran will know.
Oxlade, great pick.
Only one way to find out.
Making the switch onto the Hanzo here, so already showing at least their mechanics so far, but Bob has a little bit better mechanics here as that's thrown in here, taking down Dom. No one pushing the payload right now, so wanting to win out this fight here. Also has a nice advantage onto the high ground, but already forced back. Squid Storm getting the pick from the Coalescence onto TBD, and now it's just going to be the Rangers on the slight back foot here.
Word up. Crackle, pass me the garlic. It's time to cook, yo. All right, so as I put this ingredient in the pot here, and let's keep talking. We talked about this all season. Teams that play well with each other, okay, and we're witnessing it right here. The Lootboxers stick to their pathing. They know what they are doing as a team. They're playing together as a 5-stack. They're not going for these wacky flanks. They're literally doing everything in their power to get this point to it, and they're trying to do it in the best way that they can without losing the maximum in their numbers, and we're seeing that right here on this drive here with 2 minutes and 7 seconds on the Klizak.
Ooh, huge EMP landing on 4 people as both support ultimates are used. Kitsune Rush and Valkyrie used, so Inbred gets a triple kill. Yoshi can even name the feed. Mercy's out for blood.
I want to point out that hack from Prestam was nowhere in my perspective of talking about how the Boxers were attacking that offense. I want everyone to know that. There was like no foreshadowing of that. I was straight gloating.
That's what we call
It's the caster curse. It's the caster curse. You start talking so highly about how is playing this game to its full, like the way the game's supposed to be played, and then the bad stuff happens.
Yeah, the bad stuff does happen. Arrow being able to live through that 1v1 against the Sombra here, some really good plays, and now it's Oso getting aggressive. Great beat from the heavens, landing on 5 members of the Lootboxers, and Arrow winning out the Lucio 1v1, showing who's the better frog here, and now Oso turning the tension onto Presem and Yoshi. Dom finding the pick on the Inbred, and it's looking like the dominoes are now falling in favor of the Lootboxers here as they cap with 3:30 remaining.
I'm not gonna lie, that was exquisite. Good move here from the Lootboxers. You know, you really didn't have that much time left on the clock. Now you got 3 minutes 16 seconds, 3:16. Shout out to Austin on the move here.
You know, something that we kind of, at least I kind of brought up, you know, Oso's like super aggressive thing, and I was like, you know, sometimes it's kind of needed. Oso hasn't really been doing that this map too. Like, especially on the attack, they've been playing behind cover. Look, they're up on the high ground now, taking the space. Like, they're not just going in there like they used to.
No, I do see a difference in Oso. I mean, I do feel that right now with the Respawn Rangers being up 3-0, we're now getting a more serious statistical standpoint of Oso, which, what would happen if we see this in map 1, map 2, you know?
Oh my god.
But at the same time, these compositions that we're seeing from a team like the Lootboxers right now, you know, like, where was this in map 1 and map 2? You know, maybe the Oslet on DPS, Squidstorm on support could have been the swap needed earlier game for,
maybe.
You know?
Yeah, maybe.
You never
I guess
know.
at this
You never
point,
know.
you know, we always, you know, that's always things too, like after a series, like, oh, well, if we did this, I wonder what would have happened.
We
You know?
always-
So it's definitely a thinker. So.
We always look at those starting 5 dominant comps. Like, remember, in this league, right? We go off of that 3.3 ratio, that 3,300 flat. So your 5 in game got to be, and on top of that, you want to be able to strongest comp you can run. And looking at the Lootboxers right now, like, they made a swap between Oslet and Squidstorm on just on a roll. They made a roll swap.
Yeah,
And
it shows
it's
too, like,
making a difference, in my opinion.
yeah,
so-
it's like getting 3 in there. It's a big difference.
Like, map 1, 2, and 3 were all close maps. I'm not selling the Lootboxers short, but right here, Squidstorm swapping with Ocelot on, this could be the entire game changer that, if maybe happened in an earlier map, could really change the side of this game. And
Yeah,
we're only gonna we can only tell. I mean, at the same time, Inbred is in on the tank now, right? We talk about swaps. Yoshi coming in first time tonight. We're bringing in Inbred onto the tank, so her is out of the match, right? But TVD Man's presence is still there. So this swap that the Lootboxers made could kind of be detrimental if you see the starting 5 of the Respawn Rangers, you know, we don't know what we would expect in those earlier maps.
My goodness. Yeah, seriously. I mean, anything could have happened here, just like another rush here. Huge Death Blossom landing onto the DB landing onto TVD and right in here. So the picks are going the way of the Rangers here. At least it's a little bit even now, but still the Lootboxers are just so dominant right now, especially with the man of a mountain here. Or the mountain of a man, I should say. So Squid Storm changing to the Moira. It's looking like, oh, that's been a couple fights here through that through the long speech here that we had. So ultimates used on the side of the Rescue Rangers, but really it's the loot boxes coming out on top in that fight.
Yeah, and honestly, they need this right now. 1 minute 45 seconds on the clock. Big Dragons coming out to kind of clear that space for Oso to charge in here. Like, just what boxes, but no one's on point. No one's on point
right now, but it's still Prestham getting a great pick with the Deadeye. Dom getting a great pick on the Prestham though, but now also getting aggressive here with the cage fight, blocking off 3, but I don't know about this because they're able to play around this little piece of cover. Not enough though as Inbred goes down. Mayday follows along suit. Yoshi getting their ones though onto Oso, and now it's just going to be TVD man left with the Death Blossom as Press makes their way back in a perfect time.
Beautifully timed. That was TVD man could have used that to straight up ulted Mayday to straight up ulted Arrow on point. I was about to say friendly fire. That doesn't happen in this game. And you know, it could have taken off Arrow, but instead made Arrow push back as soon as the connection was made to his own teammate, and Dom over here like started heading back to the point. That's when that ult got popped, and honestly, it was a good time because you had Prestham coming up the spawn. A really good timing if you're TVD man.
Yeah,
I
too
really would like
aggressive
to know
there,
how
at
that
least.
communications is going on there.
Too aggressive from TVD, at least right there. So now coming into this fight, you do have the advantage here, so maybe able to come back, especially with the swap to Widow. So you just want this long sight line here if you are TVD. So now having to see if their aim is true, it's going to be a Death Blossom immediately shut down from a headshot of Yoshi. TVD showing mechanics here. We're going aggressive. It's the beat from Respawn Rangers, and now Inbred showing the name in the kill feed. 12 seconds remaining with the Kitsune Rush. Barrel stuffing the rest of the loot boxes here. 7 seconds now stuck in their spawn. It's the loot boxes. Will anybody be able to touch here? There's going to be the Hanzo Dragons straight from spawn. Will it trap Arrow? Nope. And now it's going to be Respawn Rangers taking map number 4.
All right, dude. Wow. Honestly, I'm shocked that TVD man went Widow. Yo, I do want you to know that I was squeezing that last thing that I said in right before it was gonna happen. Like I knew to stop, but I wanted to point out like that was gonna be our starting topic going into this. Like I am shocked that TVD man went Widow in the final moment. I mean, I felt what TVD man was doing on Reaper was great, and to be honest with you, that Widow pick to me, I do feel with the gap that they created as far as like taking back their space, it was enough, but I feel like it was still a risky pick, like in that moment.
I mean, risky in the terms of at least if you miss your shots, nothing would happen. But if you think about it, trying to reposition with Reaper to get back into the fight would have taken longer and been a little bit more difficult when you can just kind of grapple and be cross-map and still hit people and be just as effective. Because you're already teleporting and wraithing out of spawn and stuff, or wraithing out and then teleporting back in. So you have no cooldowns coming in. So I feel like that would have been a bigger risk if they just kept going with the Reaper. Plus, use Death Blossom. So, you know, you can get the picks. TVD trusts their aim. Their aim is true. They got Arrow as well at one of the second to last fights in there. So I think it was an interesting swap for sure, but I think it was definitely necessary, at least just to close out the fight. Anything at least Yuvon, since you've been just kind of watching here and stuff, so anything that's kind of interesting from Watchpoint Gibraltar?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I do tend to stay quiet, but that's probably because Pipes is king in this booth, so I'm normally like, nah, I let him talk.
You almost just made me cry. Oh my god. King of Zoran. Just saying. What? Reduce strike. What?
I kind of like a little bit flabbergasted with tonight's events because it's Respawn Rangers have come such a long way since when I was facing off against them back when I was still in the PA Blinks. I love seeing just the evolution of both teams tonight and just seeing how far both teams have come from when they first, like when this league first like dropped to tonight. And it is just truly incredible to see both teams this evening. And I know that sounds like kind of like cliche and lame, but I'm being serious right now. I love where both teams have come from to now, tonight. So like when you ask me for something specific, I'm afraid I just can't get it. But because I'm trying to look at the whole picture, and I don't know what else to say. It's very like surreal feeling.
It is. I mean, especially if you have been going against them, seeing a team grow like that, yeah, it can definitely be hard to pin down if you have that history and stuff. So might have been a little too vague of a question here, I suppose here. But
I'm
still,
sorry, that was not the answer
no.
you were looking for.
Oh no, it was 100% what I was looking for, honestly, because that gives me more insight here for the Rangers as for me as the newbie too. So you're helping me. You know, you're really helping me out here too, because it is interesting to see the changes and everything, and with moments going out here, seeing Inbred since I think I was. Yeah. So Inbred used to be the starting tank and stuff. So just going back to basics, it seemed like for the Rangers and stuff. So it's really neat seeing them work around Oso, work around Squid and Asa and stuff, and Pipes, you know, bringing it up. Maybe if we saw Squid go to the support, Asa like come in for that DPS, maybe this would have been a different series going 2-2 and everything. Because I mean, Lootboxers out here are looking pretty strong with Ocelot's Hanzo and everything. So. Coming into Colosseo, at least now 3-1 and everything for the Rangers. So coming to Colosseo, I mean, any expectations, Yvonne? Anything you're kind of seeing, or are you just kind of expecting more or less the same thing from either side?
I'll tell you one thing I am expecting. Push is Pipe's favorite game mode. This is not.
Oh, it's mine too.
This is not Pipe's favorite map.
Oh, dude,
Believe
Crackle.
The other one.
No idea what you know about.
We're gonna
about
do.
yeah,
You bet.
do it.
You bet
Yeah.
your butt. I know what I'm gonna do. Pipes.
Oh yeah. I mean, Yvonne like sorta kinda involved in the Timmy thing, you know, as far as the butt scratches go, but like as far as the intensity and drive that me and you push it to, no one's even here close to understanding that. Like where we might blow the roof off this place, it might not recover from the butt scratch menace that we could provide.
You hear that, chat?
I'm like kind of like gripping like the bottom of my seat right now, like
seriously, I'm itching right now. Like I just can't wait for this to see this butt scratch. Like,
because you know, there's like a point in time, like I try to not talk about the players, but like there's a point in time where Timmy like is just like
he's just ignored. Timmy, we know this bot's running back and forth all the time, and if we can hype a man. You know, then we're gonna hype. Just blow 2 times or man here. I'm already getting hyped right now. Like, so, but you bring a topic, Yvonne, you know, so Pipes, I think I've talked with you a little bit about Colosseo, but your thoughts on Colosseo here as we head into this.
This is the worst push map ever. But I'm an Esperanza lover, but New Queen Street has my heart.
Ooh.
Like, I love playing on Esperanza, but New Queen Street's my favorite push map. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Colosseo is the best competitive map. Like, you want to go into a tournament, this is the best push map to provide. Why? Because there's one corner here where the Gelate Bibite is here. Okay, this lovely gelato truck is just sitting here with the scones ready to go on the road. This corner is the winner in a push map history, but is the best corner when it comes to tournaments like Overwatch Championship Series, leagues like this one. You know, Esperanza and New Queen Street, you get the long twists and turns, but you don't have such a serious 90-degree angle that you have to combat here, especially with the respawn advantage. So let's say one of these teams does get Timmy to his butt scratches, like they have the spawn advantage at such a pinnacle point on the map. Like it's so, I don't know, Colosseo just, when's You know, if we didn't get Clash, chat, if we didn't get Clash, we were supposed to get a brand new push map, okay? Blizzard hurt my feelings, like how if they said, hey, we're gonna come up with a Flashpoint map, and then they dropped the troll, like, the feelings would be hurt, you know? Like,
Very much so, but Pipes, you just hurt my feelings.
why did I hurt your feelings?
Because it's
Like,
nearly
how
10
fair?
o'clock at night where I live, and now I really want gelato, and there's no gelato places
Oh,
open
no.
near my house anymore.
I'm so sorry.
I'll close for the evening.
I am so
man.
sorry.
I think I'm kind of in the opposite wheelhouse from you. I think Coliseo, I really love Esperanza. I think Coliseo is in the middle, and I just don't like Queen Street. I really don't like Queen Street out here. Especially, I think I'll like Coliseo more once they do remove that glass, because coming up, that's the rework for this map. They're going to remove the glass that's in the middle. Yeah, they're removing it. That's
I
so
don't
many
think
players
the
have been
glass is
complaining
the
about.
problem.
Not the problem.
I hate
That's
it.
not the
It's
problem.
the biggest problem here because the first fight is a long corridor with barely any
That's
off
the
angles.
point!
It's the biggest thing. It
Oh,
removes
so they're just
everything.
gonna
It's just a
open
big.
this up?
It's just a big
These two
2-minute
giant
fight.
pieces of glass are gonna leave?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
they're gonna
actually
They're gonna
crazy!
remove the big minute and a half of just staring at each other. So it won't just be a staring match.
That
You can actually
changes
play the
a
game.
lot to this game.
Yeah. Actually being able to play the map here right out the gate is
I
gonna
feel
be
like
crazy.
the spawn needs to be relocated as well. Like, as far as the spawn advantage, I think it needs to be put in a different position on this map.
Dude, you know, during this whole fight here, as we're just gonna be kind of letting these teams go,
Yeah.
it's been crazy. We saw a crazy Death Blossom from Dom here right now. The Lootboxers, they've just been pushing right now. Timmy's nearing the first butt scratch right now, Pipes. Like, it is nearing, and whenever it happens, I am interrupting anyone. So,
Oh, dude, with pleasure. I mean,
happens
bro,
every time
even
anyway.
even Zephyros and Maximus would agree in completely allowing us to cut them off, right? You know, I don't know if you guys have seen the key hints of Blizzard lately, but like, you know, they have maps like Coliseo, they have maps like New Junk City with a bunch of different types of characters that play into the lore, and we can just imagine when they're gonna get added.
ooh, huge EMP getting 3 members, but it's actually going to be the Dragon here taking down Pressed Ham after using that EMP. So now the Kitsune rush down main, get up a little bit more pressure here. TBD taking out Oso here and now having the bot control. So during our slight tangent here, not going to lie here, 43 meters was gained for the Lootboxers doing that with 7:23 remaining in the Klizak.
Ooh, using my term, I like that. That sounded fresh off your tongue, sir. That was cool. You were like, the Klizak. Right off the Klizak, indeed. 7 minutes and 10 seconds with 43 to 23, a true 20 meterage difference. I like that. That's your term, the meterage.
Meterage, 23.04 meter difference, actually. Yeah. They're 20 meters, yeah. Anyway.
That's facts. I mean,
Words are hard.
8.4. You know, I'm not a mathematician.
Words are hard, but you know what's also hard? Going up against a whole hog and a Kitsune rush as Ocelot takes down after making the swap to Cassidy off of the Hanzo. Prest is on the Hanzo here still too, and TVD makes a swap off of the Sombra to the Cass too, but did go down first this fight. Timmy's standing. He's at the ready here, Pipes. Look at him. 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 He's
I
making
can't contain
it.
myself.
I cannot. Dude, I can't wait right
I'm
now.
not gonna. I don't know
Hold
if
up,
we
hold up.
can
I can
cast
only
Overwatch.
Okay, hold on. We gotta.
Come on, Timmy!
Wait.
Come on!
Not yet. Punch scratch of the game here.
Oh my God! Get it on the court.
It's
Come on,
glorious.
swag.
It's glorious.
He didn't scratch. He didn't scratch.
He skipped it. I'm mad.
Oh my God! He beat. He kited the scratch. He kited the scratch.
He did the scratch. He says.
He said you guys have watched Scratch for too many months. It's time to show you something.
Dude, the cage fight was using that fight here too. The Rangers are putting on the pressure with 2 ults in the back pocket here. And that's going to be Squid Storm picking off Yoshi here. But follows on suit from Pressed Ham. So 3 ults in the back pocket. Inbred picking off Oso. And that's just going to be a fast reset since you have the close spawns if you are the Lootboxers. I'm sad.
I was just about to say I'm really upset that Timmy did that to us. He's just like, there are words that I could use, but I will get a strike for. And when All your strikes before the all my strikes used right here, right now. You know, the final quarter of an inch because I'm getting ever so graced. Oh, big pull! Big pull!
An even bigger lunge here, being able to save him. The pigpen wasn't enough this time. And here's gonna be the Kitsune Rush, right, from Yoshi, along with the dragons on top of it, to add just a little bit more oomph into this fight. But it's looking like great, honestly, great space given up from the Lootboxers as Ocelot gets the pick off of Mayday. No beat this fight. 2 picks here from the Cat City of Lootboxers. Still with 3 ultimates in the back pocket. There's the Suzu use, and the point just going right back to the Boxers.
I mean, that's what you gotta do when you have spawn advantage. I mean, then again, it is best to overcome.
I just want one more, you know, all I'm asking, one more butt scratch.
One more Timmy scratch. Hopefully Timmy scratches this time instead of saying, screw you guys, I'm going
I don't know
home.
if we'll see that here, though. Lootboxers are kind of on a roll here, Pipes.
Dude, but I'm not gonna lie, Timmy looks like he's doing a really nice jog. It's clearly been healthy for him this whole season.
Legs going, dude. He's definitely got the workout. You know, he's
Since
got the pretty
season
good
1,
build
his cardio's gotta be better than
for
the
real.
game.
He's been,
right?
Dude, I wonder how many hours Timmy has been running for. I wonder, that's a niche that I'm interested in.
I
no
wonder
one
if
has.
they have that. They gotta have that.
He is used along with the EMP, only getting 2 here, but Squid Storm goes down. Here's gonna be the cage fight splitting up the loot boxes, and TVD is able to get Dom. Arrow going down once more here, stopping Timmy's brisk jog here, and this is gonna be Ocelot versus the world, and Timmy going back the other way.
Dude, honestly, Timmy is looking absolutely stout right now. Look at his steady jog. He's just out here chiming in on the day, saying hello and welcome to Rome as I have myself a day, claiming this respawn advantage point is not yours anymore, and yada yada, that and the third, and here I go, I'm stopping now.
Another Flyers landing onto Ocelot. Great opening pick here from TVD as well, but the posturing here, no raid from Dom. Also getting a great pick, evening things up here. Here's the Susie from Squid and the beat to keep everyone up in this fight here. So what's going to come next from either side, as Oso taking out Inbred is what's going to happen, letting the Loot Boxers take Timmy, guiding him towards victory. And you know, Pipes, I really cracked me
I
up
like what
because you
Oso
said,
did there.
We really said, hey, we talked about the players, it's Timmy's time to shine. This entire round was mostly talking about Timmy.
But minus Timmy, I do want to point out what Oso did. Like, he got that pole hook, and then completely retreated. Like, he knew he was going into an onslaught of damage, like, against him. And the fact that he was able to pull out of that to then be the presence pushing forward was absolutely incredible for him. So, good game sense, Oso. But more shout-outs to Timmy and his barricade barrage of bullets that, that falter between him.
Huge ultimates. There's the death loss from both sides. It's looking like here. Along with an EMP that didn't really get too much here, but still picks going the way of the Rangers here, though.
2 minutes on the Klizak, 96 to 37%. So, honestly, Respawn Rangers, they're coming up on this cage fight. They also have a beat, right? But as the side of the Loot Boxers, they only have the high noon. So, what's gonna get popped here first? Or
cage fight. The cage fight's popped here first with the high noon from Ocelot. Maybe trying to just at least take down the shield, but you're just kind of standing still against the Widowmaker. Here says TVD, so getting a nice headshot onto Ocelot's gonna open up things for the Rangers here, as Timmy's just chilling for, now he makes his brisk jog up towards the barrier as Dom's forcing out the Wraith here. There's the Suzu onto Inbred, as now it's gonna be the Magoo for the side of the Rangers, pressing forward, stomping onto Oso, and just going hog wild here onto the Roadhog. Oh! No! Did you see that? He just floated!
We need to start a petition. Alright. I believe Timmy deserves a skin. He deserves an Overwatch championship. Yeah? Here it is.
Wait, stop.
I mean,
Wait,
it's
Timmy,
stop.
stop. No!
Oh, no, don't turn around.
Timmy's making his way.
He's
going
wait.
up. Come on. Wait,
Come on,
pause.
Timmy.
Pause. Come on, Timmy. Come on. No, he's right there! Giving up the space. It's risky. It's the right, Timmy. Why must the scratch die? It's not his fault. 35 seconds to get the boxes.
I can't blame the players. They're playing.
TVD opening things up, so no bait from Arrow here coming up, and Dom is shut down during the Death Blossom. Kitsune Rush used from Squid Storm with a Hanzo Dragon straight down the middle, opening things up still. It's going to be the Pigs on the way of Rangers going their side, and now it's going to be the very aggressive TP, and the heal is to Ocelot. Timmy's rounding the corner, running up that hill. He's jogging pipes.
Dome Fender really just standing in the way with no ult though, preventing Timmy from doing duty of scratching the butt.
Will the butt scratch in overtime be enough here? There's gonna be 4 on the payload running up the hill. He's not moving. There it is. Please. Come on, Timmy. Here it is. Timmy. The butt scratch.
Timmy. He leads to the right. And goes down.
Get the scratch in overtime. The final fight. Arrow popping the beat. It's everything but the kitchen sink coming both ways. The cage fight from Inbred. Now Dom going down to the visor and almost booped off. Mayday barely able to stay off. Inbred getting the pick onto Arrow here. Really opening up the fight. You just have a DP into the pocket and you have Oso's whole hog left in this overtime fight. This can really go either way. It's the final stand of the Lootboxers here. Price where TVD goes down to a nice hook and follow up the smash onto Oso. Here's the whole hog. Will this be it? The Wraith popped. It's just going to be Prestham leaning onto the Death Blossom, but the Susan is huge. Death Blossom getting Squid. It's Oso. It's going to be Dom getting Pig, and it's looking like in overtime. Mayday falls, and it's got to go the way of the Lootboxers on the final map.
All right, time out. Play the game time. Alright, first off, let's talk about that Kiriko skin that I saw tonight, looking like an Omnic. That was pretty cool. But,
Yeah, that was the null sector.
yeah, I don't recall collecting that skin ever. But, in general, Colosseo, I will say this. Lootboxers versus Rangers, I really do feel this might have gone a different way if the Lootboxers started off with the offense that they came out with in Map 4 and in Map 5, right? They did make that Squid Storm swap with Ocelot, and I do feel that that swap could have been a big, momentum changer in the earlier rounds. But that's just me. At the same time, both teams absolutely killed it. I mean, the Lootboxers showed their push presence tonight. They really did. They took that map by storm, right? And then the Respawn Rangers being able to just overcome that and flip it in reverse and send it back the other way, like that was right down to the wire in the final moments. It was what we would want out of Overwatch. Like, nothing more than going deep into the fifth map, both teams giving nothing but the best, and seeing the Lootboxers come out on top on Colosseo, you couldn't have asked for more. Hey, our collegiate
Oh my goodness,
champ.
Wipes. I had to catch my breath.
I'm happy that you did. I mean, you were you were going in, bruv.
Oh man, I really just had to catch my breath there. There was a lot happening from the Timmy butt scratch to the Lootboxers, just really clutching up in overtime right there. And yeah, it really begs the question, if they came out with this composition like that, what would have happened? Would we still have the, a banger like this, which I really think we had, or would have just gone still 2-1 at the beginning? So, who knows? Alright, now coming in, we have an interview with the man, the myth, the legend, TBD man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. So getting right into it, I mean, winning out the series, playing out through a crazy series more than anything. How you feeling? How's the team feeling?
I mean, we're feeling great. We would have loved a 5-0, but wasn't in the cards. 4-1 will easily take. Good set us up good for playoff seeding.
Yeah, really setting you guys up really nicely here. Coming in to just break down a little bit. How's the Reaper man feeling, seeing that you're kind of stuck to the Reaper? Was it by choice or just kind of playing around the Magoo here?
I'm definitely like a Reaper player at heart. I wasn't able to play Reaper most of my collegiate career just because of how bad he is. But lately, because of the stars aligning, he's finally bad, like not bad again, and it was great to be able to play him.
Yeah, and really playing well against the Lootboxers, Magoo, and just poke overall here. I mean, biggest thing, I think, like you said, not really that great at the collegiate just because of the poke and focus fire here. But, I mean, little things here that you're able to do. What were, like, either some flanks, because I saw you doing some cheeky things here, like setting up some Death Blossoms, but just the thought process going behind it. What was it like for the series?
Honestly, I just tried to set up my team to play the best they can, so I realized that some of my flanks and some of the Blossoms would allow them to. And like when I was listening to the interview from earlier that the other team did, they talked about how like they had to split comms and they got mixed up. So like that's what I was going for as much as possible to take any advantage we can get.
Yeah, and really good segue as well. I was going to bring up, during the interview, like, speaking of comms, how were the comms throughout the entire series? Was it chill? Was it chaotic? Or just right here?
I think we were chill the whole time. Like we knew we couldn't do any more, so just get out there and play and do our best.
All right, and the best you absolutely did, and I guess, since just, we know you're a busy man, you got places to be here, just any final thoughts here for their team, any final shout-outs before you go?
I don't think so, and I mean, I hope we get to play them in playoffs and hopefully beat them again. And I'm excited for the All-Star weekend coming up as well.
Absolutely here. Well, thank you, TBD, and congratulations to the rest of you and your team here.
All right, yeah, thank you.
GG's TVD. Oh, all right.
GG's TVD indeed here, Pipes.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
I mean, I don't know. The Lootboxers must have they had to have like DDoS, the homie Timmy, to like prevent him from scratching. They were like, yo, underlay homie. Cause the Respawn Rangers got that scratch off, and that was just beautiful. You gotta love how Overwatch, the sport of push, it's really all about the Timmy.
It really is all about the Timmy. I mean,
really
we made an award called the Timmy for a specific reason. Timmy's just goated here, just like the rest of these players.
Overwatch League may have come up with the term butt scratch, but they did not own the Timmy.
Yeah, but I mean,
they don't own the Timmy.
Speaking of owning here, I mean, it really seemed like Rangers really owning up at least the adaptations from Lootboxers. I know they did lose out here Colosseo, just barely. But, I mean, it really seemed like the adaptability from the Rangers seemed to be the winning factor here. Chill comms really can go a long way, but, I mean, again, I might be very vague here, Yvonne. I mean, this was a crazy, hectic series, but anything that just stuck out or stuck with you in particular, Yvonne?
Yeah, I don't like being put on the spot. As I know, I get to make pipes off. As I stated previously, one thing that did stick out to me, as I've said, is how far both teams have gone since the beginning of the Odyssey League to what I am seeing now. Is just, I mean, saying a night and day difference just doesn't do the amount of growth of both teams as justice. Now, we're gonna say things that stick out to me. Earlier this stream we brought up Oso and his amazing abilities to play tank. We've brought up how Dama Vendor was doing incredible jobs of just being incredible all night. I also feel like we should probably, do quick shout outs to both team supports who were just doing incredible jobs all night, even though we didn't bring them up as much as, some other key players tonight. I want to say that they did an incredible job. Just all in all, I think everybody played an incredible part for their team tonight. I think everybody should be proud of how they performed tonight. And yeah, that's what I would say.
Alrighty, moving right along, Pipes. I'm gonna ask you the same thing because I really feel like since it was, I mean, we saw all 5 maps, coming here against 2 Titans. Any favorites? Any specific moments that just stuck with you in this?
In all honesty, I'm more so kind of shooken. I'm not taken by the match. I felt like it went both either or, but I'm a little, kind of shook as far as like the outcome, right? We talk 4-1 Respawn Rangers. I do feel the Lootboxers are a team that, in a situation like this would come out shining. But, we got to see the best of the Respawn Rangers tonight. So I'm actually more so taken on how this playoff perspective is going to go, right? I know now, Zoran, I don't know if the chat can hear you. I have a question for you that I think the chat would like to know as well. So if you're feeling obliged, you can hop onto this. But, what I'm generally thinking now is we are in round 9. These are the last final games. So Lootboxers just claimed the number 1. Respawn Rangers now just beat the Lootboxers, right? They're done until the playoffs. So the real question is, what is our playoff outcome going to be looking like with these outcomes that are coming in through the remainder of the week? Like, how are slots getting solidified? Who is going to be ending up playing who? Like, I remember in week 7, we turned around and said, well, what if the season ended today? And we were looking at a totally different outcome than what could possibly happen right now, especially with the Respawn Rangers coming in and beating the 1 seed. Like, this is almost as big as XL2, the 7 seed, beating the 1 seed last week in round 8. Like, this is another big term of events where you talk about that outside perspective statistic of who beat who's got a comment over somebody, like how many people lost to this one team. So there's a lot to unfold. I mean, and we have a lot to do, right? We have XL2 versus VTG Orion coming up. To be honest with you, I'm a terrible manager. I probably should know who the Midnight Muses are playing.
They've got to buy this week.
Oh, they got to buy this week. Oh, that's huge. That makes sense why I don't know who they're playing. Amen. Thank you, Zoran. So yeah, like there is a lot to unfold in the remainder of this before we find out just who takes on who going into the first round of this playoffs. And I think this was a key match for the Respawn Rangers to win. So that's all I got to say.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there, Pipes, and honestly, I gotta say, that win against Lootboxers, especially who were at the time holding the number 1 seed, I mean, that's going to be a huge win for the Respawn Rangers. However, Wyoming also has a matchup this week, and that's against the Loggers. Now, the Loggers have dropped a little bit in the standings, but they're still a really strong team, so I'm excited to see that matchup between the Loggers and Wyoming, because if Wyoming loses, there's potential for the Respawn Rangers to hit that number 1 seed. But right now, the way things are looking is going to be Wyoming and Respawn toward the top. It'll be interesting to see how things boil out, though. Again, we've got some good matchups, and like you said, XL2 is going to be facing up against VTG Orion. And if we saw anything with their matchup against Midnight Muses, I mean, VTG Orion, although at the bottom of the leaderboard, they're looking like a really strong team, and the score might not reflect it from the matchup we had between the Muses and VTG Orion, but I think you remember as well as I do, those were all really close maps. So I'm excited to see what VTG Orion can pull out for this final game of the season. But sounds like that is all for tonight. Everyone, thank you for being here. Thank you for spectating. Thank you to both of these good teams. Obviously, we couldn't have the league without them. I want to give a huge shout out to Crackle. You did great, and I'm glad that you could have hosted this match. I think things went exceptionally well. So thank you, Crackle, for being here.
Yeah, anytime, dude. It's been fun.
Good. I have lots of fun doing it, and I enjoy being able to share that fun, give opportunities, and bring on some new people. So it was good to have you here. And, of course, huge shout-out to Pipes and Yvonne. You guys are always killing it, and I appreciate you both. So thank you for that. We are going to start attempting to stream on Twitch. So that's an exciting move, and we are closing in on possibly looking at some other social media outlets to help keep everyone posted there from the comments section. So I'm excited. We've got some big things coming here in the future. Also, we have got All-Star Week coming up after these last 2 matches, so be ready for that. We've got a Widow 1v1, Torb Hammer 1v1s. We've got a bunch of hogs trying to hook each other into the Elios well, and some other exciting matchups. And then, of course, the All-Star Game. So be ready for that. That is going to be May 30th. Looking at an 8:30 p.m. EST start time for that. But excited for that. And that is all we got. Crackle, Pipes, Yvonne, any final statements before we close out the night?
May I speak as the manager of XL2 and not like a caster? Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, folks, we're going into week 8. We got to take on a tough opponent called VTG Orion, but I want everyone, whatever the outcome is, okay, going into the playoffs, XL2, we started off 0-4. A message that was sent, is that we're coming. We're coming for the top dogs, okay? We took out Wild. We're ready to ride the... Okay, we're here now. Y'all shook us up, okay? But the team has responded, and this was their answer. All right, and that's all XL2 had to say. All right.
Okay. Well, we appreciate the
Bringing that
enthusiasm.
Oso energy into this.
Yeah. But that is all we've got. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you. The next match will be Thursday at 8 p.m. EST, and that is XL2 coming up against VTG Orion. Until then, have a great rest of your week.
Let's go!